might be gay. Yay. Oh God, it's me, I'm back. A lot of people said he wouldn't do it, but he showed up. I'm here. I'm gonna see if I can turn off this. I don't know. Maybe I'll not fuck with it. Maybe I'll turn that off. Am I still audible? Yeah, I think so. The chat will let me know if I'm not. What's up, everybody? How's it going? Another Friday night of watching some shit that we, you know, we wouldn't watch on our own. Cool. And you can hear me. Thank you for letting me know that. We would not watch this, except for my moderator, Chicago. He's apparently the only one who would watch this on his own, given his own devices. He would still watch this. I've heard things about the Irate Gamer. That's who we're talking about this Friday night. That's who we'll be delving into. I gotta tell you, I wouldn't be watching this shit either if it wasn't for y'all. So, you know, it goes both ways. I definitely wouldn't have watched Meatballs 4 last week. I would not have watched, you know, any of the given thing. Well, I did see the Boogie documentary already. Anyway, whatever, it doesn't matter. I wouldn't be watching this shit tonight. But it just seemed like something to do, so that's what we're doing. So, pulled up, did a little research here. I was taking a little bit longer to get ready this time because I was queuing up all the goodies that I got front-loaded already, ready to go here. Might have a little bonus at the end. Might have a little happy video game nerd episode that we can comment on. Maybe a little young Derek Alexander there, someone whose content I like pretty fucking good. So, you know, maybe that might be at the end. But yeah, before we get started here proper, Irate Gamer, despite the fact that he's been in the YouTube sphere for a million years, like Pat and James and JonTron and whoever else, he does not have a Wikipedia page on him, but there is a Wikitubia page on Mr. Chris Boers. So he's never reached the high enough pinnacle to get his own Wikipedia page, but he's got whatever the fuck this fandom.com thing is. So this motherfucker, Chris Boers, he was born in November of 1978. Motherfucker is 10 years older than me. He's 46 years old. Holy shit. And he's still putting stuff out. I think he's older than Bimmy, right? Isn't Bimmy only like 44? So yeah, this dude's pretty fucking old. Still leaning into the NES games suck shtick. Man, that is pretty depressing. Because I looked at his recent views and they are not good at all. Like, I mean, we can dunk on Bimmy all we want, but James still pulls in 6-digit views, like, faithfully, which happily is making a nest egg for my kids and my wife. But this guy, Irate Gamer, like, dude who's been around for almost as long as James, and let's hop on over to Irate Gamer's channel right quick here. Let's see what he's got going on. Let's see what he's working with. He's got 173,000 subs, which, I mean, for me that would be great, right? But for as long as he's been around, that's awful. 2007, yep, joined April 23rd, 2007. Yeah, only 173,000 views, 2007. What? That's basically 2 years away from being 20 years old, the channel, 20-year-old channel. Honestly, at the rate I'm going, that's probably going to be about what my numbers will look like in the next 10 years. Because in, March or January, sometime in this next coming year, 2025, I will have been on YouTube for 10 years. So, and I'm barely touching 17,000 subs. So I really shouldn't say anything that negative about this dude. Jordan, I'm glad you thought Meatballs 4 was Meatballs 4 was one of the best episodes that I've done on this live thing so far. Hello chat. By the way, I'm sorry. I'm trying to remain focused here and not get too distracted. Yes, I do have a Discord, and I'll go ahead and throw that in there now. I keep threatening that it won't always be free, so join now while it's still free to join, but then I just get too lazy to make a Patreon. I did make a GoFundMe for that Corey Feldman box set, but somebody kicked in $20, and I made it almost a week ago, so I'm thinking that I am not big enough yet to be asking people to donate money so I can buy a Corey Feldman box set. So I'm probably going to take down that GoFundMe and go fuck myself, because that looks like that's just not happening. Which can also go into the downfall of Dancing with Ghosts compendium that one of you bastards is inevitably writing currently, I'm assuming. But so lately here, look at all Chris Boers' views. He uploaded something 3 hours ago. I want to be sedated. Let me see, it's titled Spilling Game Industry Secrets, Access Media Killed E3. It is sitting at 863 views, uploaded 3 hours ago. That's nearing numbers that my channel would do. So I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that this is a dead channel-ish. Yeah. So 3 weeks ago, he uploaded another Spilling Video Game Industry Secrets. Kotaku, IGN, GameSpot, it's sitting at 5.7k views, which is pathetic for someone who has almost 200,000 subscribers. Yeah, this is pretty much a dead channel at this point. And he definitely had his peak that he had hit. I was downloading his earlier episodes that he did, because this guy's been around for almost 20 years, and no, he definitely has some episodes that are in the millions for sure. So, yeah, that's crazy. Anyway, so he's better known online as the Irate Gamer. And Chris Neo, originally as ChrisTube, is an American gaming YouTuber who makes very similar videos to Angry Video Game Nerd, meaning that every review Chris has posted that the AVGN has posted, he has posted it later. Many fans deem this as copying the AVGN, which has created much controversy among fans. I mean, do I care about his history all that much? Chris made his first YouTube channel on January 18, 2006. On the channel, he would upload skits and short films. He made as well as trailers for episodes of his series called Haunted Investigators, where he would go to abandoned places around Ohio to find, okay, this guy's from the Midwest, to find ghosts and spirits. The channel was not popular and went unnoticed. Well, that same could be said about my channel, so can't really laugh too hard at that comment there. Later, Chris saw a popular genre of videos on YouTube, which involved doing reviews on old video games in a mad style. The genre was made popular by Cinemassacre's Angry Video Game Nerd. Chris would go on to make a new channel on April 23rd, 2007, and upload his first video game review, which was Back to the Future on the NES. There's like one more thing here. He would go on to make more reviews, but the one that made him popular was his review of Super Mario Bros. 2 on the NES, which got featured on the front page of YouTube. Goddamn, didn't know he got that far with it. This made him discovered by many, and he eventually became the second most popular angry game reviewer on YouTube. Wow, okay. So he had his time in the sun for a little bit there. Most people, however, called him out on getting information wrong in some of his videos and also of him ripping off AVGN. Let me read this super chat real quick. Sorry. Damn, $10 from Datamouth. Still can't believe his name, Chris Morse. Yeah, I know, right? Just reading the chat here a little bit. Sorry. Yeah, so people would call him out on getting his information wrong and ripping off AVGN and stealing his lines. The greatest example was IG's review of Irate Gamer's review of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Chris, however, would ignore these claims. On July 20th, 2016, Chris announced on his Facebook page that he will retire the Irate Gamer show, considering season 5 will be his last. Though on March 30th, 2018, Chris announced that he will return and rebrand his series under the name ChrisTube, which he later named to Chris Neo. On August 30, 2019, Chris launched his radio podcast known as Geek Time. Oh, Jesus. All these motherfuckers with their podcasts. They all got to have a fucking podcast. Why? Because it's fucking cheap labor. It's so easy to do a fucking podcast, man. I did one for almost 10 years with my co-host Mike, who has his own YouTube channel where he talks about movies. OCP Communications, like the RoboCop reference. Yeah, we did a podcast for almost 10 years, but we actually had a goal. We didn't just go like, my asshole itched yesterday, and then I scratched it, and my middle finger smelled really bad. We did a true crime podcast. We talked about the show Unsolved Mysteries. And we covered the cases on that show, and yeah, we built our own little niche audience, but it just became too much work doing the YouTube channel and the band and the fucking podcast, so the podcast was the least thing of substance that I was doing. In fact, I was paying to have it featured on, to have the RSS feed on SoundCloud, so I just canceled it and focused on YouTube and the band. I still pay, to this day, $10 every month to SoundCloud to keep our podcast on there because we still have some crazy fans that still want to hear that fucking old podcast, so whatever. On May 12th, 2020, Chris announced his return to the Irate Gamer show with a review of Ghostbusters on the NES. Chris also runs 2 YouTube channels as Puppet Steve and the Ghost Doctor. Yeah, someone was saying that this guy's into like paranormal shit too. I mean, I did a whole podcast where we talked about some paranormal shit from time to time, so. All right, well, let's get into this shit. Never seen an episode of this dude's show. I kind of knew who he was. I just knew him as an AVGN clone. So that's all I really know about going in. I think that it's probably going to be annoying watching this. I think he's probably going to be biting off AVGN, very obviously. It's not hard to do. James laid out a very easily repeatable model of his behaviors. It's almost like a franchise guide into, so you want to run your own angry game channel, huh? Well, here's a box of assets from Screenwave. Here's your various cuck faces that you have to make. In fact, one thing I did notice when I was making the thumbnail, Irate Gamer has this stupid ass fucking face that, like, it's like Jimmy's cuck face, but he's like got like his jaw cocked to the side, and he's like, I'm so mad. And I'm sure someone's gonna screen cap that just then, or if they weren't going to, they will now because I brought it up. And don't you hate this about old headphones when they just start getting so fucking old? Like, these pieces of, like, whatever start peeling off. I hate that. It's so fucking annoying. And, like, the headphones are still perfectly good, but, like, you got this, like, mess. This mess going on here. This mess called my life. Oh, Chicago's already banning people. He can't help it. I don't know. I don't think it's personal. It's just something he feels he needs to do. And I tried stopping him, and he won't be stopped. He's just gonna ban, and he won't stop banning until his bloodlust has been satiated. All right, I think I'm ready for this. I think you can buy new ear cups for them. Oh, can I? That would be nice. because they work perfectly good. Oh yeah, oh, I guess Frankie's here. Yeah, hey everyone, Frankie's here. Everyone can you cool your tits now? They ask for you every week, Frankie. You're like the big daddy coming in, making sure. All right, cool. I wasn't capturing my own audio just then. Sweet. All right, so, I mean, this is really in no particular order. This is just a good cross-stitching of the Irate Gamer over the years. I tried to take an episode from each season. And, okay, yeah, y'all can hear me now, right? Because I had something turned down. I think it... Yeah, it's fine now. Okay, I know the mic's picking that up. Anyway, so this, I want to say, is from season 2. He did a two-parter on Rob the Robot, and I thought that this might be an interesting one to start with because obviously James Rolfe did his big Rob episode. So let's see how they compare. Going in cold here. I will say it's a pretty epic opening theme song especially for like early YouTube. I mean, that's pretty epic sounding. He's already doing a Bimmy cuck face here. Okay, fine. He's using some green screen, layering the green screen effects outside of his window. James has done that many a times. All right. We're already on track here to see how the comparisons are becoming pretty fucking obvious. Oh, great. He's got little side characters, too. He's got little Star Wars guy there. Green screen Star Wars guy. There's some lore with the Irate Gamer. Am I seeing this? Is that what I'm seeing? There's some lore? Cool. That's something I don't even want to care or go in to even kind of want to know what any of this is about. It's like I'm already exhausted enough from James Rolfe and all of his silly bullshit. I can't be bothered to be expected to know what any of this is, but whatever. I guess it doesn't matter. All right, season 2. Okay, so what season 1 was 2007, so now we've picked up some steam. By the way, this is just a personal thing. I think it's slightly douchey to be on YouTube that early and already be calling your episodes seasons, like grouping them together and calling them seasons like you're like traditional media, traditional TV. Always thought that was kind of douchey. I was fine when James did it because he had, so much material and fans and all that, and maybe it did help them find things. But for Irate Gamer to come out of the gate and already be saying, all right, this is season 2 of my films. No, sorry, only James calls his stuff films. Nobody else does that.
Today we're going to look at a very obscure Nintendo accessory that not many people will probably recognize. And that's this guy right here.
Bro, this guy looks like a fucking youth pastor. He already looks like somebody's dad, and this is like one of the earliest, like this is only the second season he was on YouTube, and he already looks like someone's dad. Like it looks like his kids are in the other room, and he told him to like sit down and shut up as he goes and neglects them to do this silly shit. Like, holy fuck. Okay.
Rob the Robot. Even though he wasn't as popular as the Nintendo system, his role in bringing it to the US was actually essential. Before the Nintendo was released in the US, the country was going through a video game crash.
Oh, Jesus. Now we're going to get more fucking exposition back during this infotainment age wherever you couldn't just merely go into the damn thing. You had to give this whole back history lesson. You see, back in the 80s, the video game industry was going through a crash, and Nintendo was the one that really pulled them up. Okay, all right, cool. Now we're gonna get this history lesson again. Where were the games dumped in Alamogordo, New Mexico too? I heard that. Is that confirmed?
It had occurred in 1983. This was a time when people had stopped playing video games, and anything even resembling a video game system was immediately shunned by retailers. So Nintendo decided to pair the NES system up with a robot and market the console as a robot gaming system rather than a video game system. And to everyone's surprise, the plan worked. Now the robot they ended up using was called a Robotic Operating Buddy, or ROB for short. ROB's main function was to act like a second player during certain games made for the robot. But one of the drawbacks to this item was the
What's up with Midwest white guy accents in like YouTube, old YouTube videos? Where did us here in the South, us folk here in the South, did we not get YouTube until later on? Because I swear every old YouTube video, it's some generic white guy with a Midwest accent. I don't know, just an observation.
lack of games made for it. Out of almost the 700 games produced for the NES, only 2 were made specifically to work with Rob. So basically Nintendo just used this thing to break it big, then chucked his ass in the trash can once his
Chucked his ass in the trash can. Oh my god, that is a heavy fucking Midwest accent. Chucked his ass in the trash can. Like James, I thought was like, yeah, his early ones were pretty bad with that Jersey accent, but this is bad.
purpose was fulfilled. I mean, I'll probably end up doing the same thing, but come on, only 2 games? Way to fuck over the consumer. Now, the robot was first released in Japan with a red and white color scheme, and that was called the Family Computer Robot, or the Fucker for short.
Oh,
and the
hilarious.
one released in the US was called the Rob, and the colors were changed over to a grayish tone in order to match the colors of the NES system.
Yeah, our Rob was more based, it's fine.
Just in case you need to camouflage it for some odd reason. But besides the different color schemes, the 2 robots are identical. Now, along with the robot comes a whole shitload of accessories, and these fit along the numbered slots located around the base. The robot comes with 2 spinning gyros, a piece to hold the gyros, a gyro spinner, and a special control pad accessory that allows Rob to play games with you. But I can't help but wonder why the base is numbered, but these pieces aren't. I mean, a little numbering system would have been nice so I can just set this thing up for optimal performance.
Performance. Yeah, they're both pretty spectrum-y already, I can tell. You know, after James first did his AVGN thing in like 05, before it even went on YouTube, because he was like that ahead of the game with it, and he would do these kind of displays where he would like talk about, you know, in an informative way, he would talk about these games or accessories or whatever. And then that got out. I mean, why would you then just go on to just copy that verbatim? Because that's all. I've seen so many like videos where, I mean, hell, I did it, you know. Why am I even like asking this question right now? But I don't know. I just like, he's even got the posters in the background, as you can see, like James did. Like, good lord. But like, just the explaining all of this shit, like as though it's some kind of a video tutorial gone horribly wrong, like a disgruntled employee had to make this video and he's swearing in it for some reason. It's just like, yeah, we literally have already seen the same exact thing, and you were just like ripping it off like whole cloth. Super chat 199 from a name I cannot pronounce. His ghost hunting channel is great cringe. Ooh, good to know.
I mean, after all, this is a highly technological piece of shit we're dealing with. Now, to operate this thing, you're going to need a shitload of batteries. Now I just gotta find some.
Yeah, we have AVGN at home. Exactly, Quaid Rowan. That's exactly what the fuck this is. Like, holy shit. And that's pretty sad when you have to say that about AVGN. Well, he used to be funny, but yeah. It's like this dude like broke into James's room and like tied him up and put him in a closet, and like it's like, all right, I'm gonna be AVGN now, and he's just doing a really shitty job of trying to like approximate that performance. My own moderator donating me money on the day of my daughter's wedding. What is this? Irate Gamer hype. Hope we watch the SMIB 2 episode. I'm too dumb to try to figure out what the abbreviation is for. Hey, Chicago, could you do me a favor and tell me anytime I'm supposed to laugh as we watch this? Like, could you just be like, right there was when you were supposed to laugh? Because I don't feel like I'm going to, but it would be nice to get some kind of a visual cue as to when I actually should have laughed during any of these. That would be helpful. Oh, Super Mario Brothers 2. Okay, sorry. I'm a little restarted. I said restart as in restarting a computer, not the gamer word.
The robot alone needs 4 AA batteries to work. Then on top of that, you need a single D battery for one of the accessories. Damn, this is getting expensive. Okay, so the first one we're going to look at is a game called
Holy crap, you got Sally McNally from the Valley in here. Todd, stop playing with your tallywhacker. The pierogies are on fire.
Gyromite, which was packaged along with the robot. Now there are a few different modes of gameplay to choose from on the select screen, and the direct mode will help teach you how to control the robot. So let's just start off by doing something simple here, and have him press the A button.
Okay, now in the AVGN Rob one, Rob was taking his sweet time, and James was also angrily staring at Rob. But the way it was shot, James was like, his face was like right up on Rob, like just staring daggers at him. Not like in a completely cutaway scene. Like it was just funnier. The composition was funnier. James knew that somehow, because I don't think he was, I don't know, he was obviously trying to be funny. It did work. I don't know what's happened in the last like 7 or 8 years, but yeah, I can already tell you, like, this is gonna be some like Diet Pepsi AVGN right here. Bro, that was like a very similar face to what James made, and I'm such a fucking nerd myself. I remember a lot of these early AVGN ones because I'd seen them like 4 or 5 or 6 times each in the past, you know, however many years I've been watching this shit. This is like, I can already tell you, this is gonna be like rip off after rip off. Like, this is hilariously bad, like how much he aped this shit.
All that just to press the A button? How is this supposed to be fun? What a piece of diarrhea dick waffles! I get.
Oh, what a piece of diarrhea dick waffles! What? Oh my god, oh, the cringe is already starting, bro. God damn, that was so bad on so many levels.
More pleasure by sticking my tongue into an electrical socket. The robot turns out to be both.
Oh yeah, but he's not copying James Rolfe at all. No way, man. Hey, at least he got in on the ground floor ripping him off. There are people like me who was like, I was like fucking, geez, I was like 7 or 8 years late to the party when I first tried ripping off James Rolfe.
Slow and noisy. Let's just hope he's better at playing the actual game. In this game, you start off as Professor Gyro, and your mission is to go around and collect the dynamite scattered around the level before the timer runs out. If you fail, the dynamite then explodes and kills off your character. At least I think it kills him. Either that, or else the sound of these things going off in unison gives the old fucker a heart attack. The main obstacle that stands in your way are these red and blue colored pillars. These can only be moved out of your way by pressing the A and B buttons on the second control pad, which is currently being controlled by your robot buddy. But before you can move these things out of your way, it's going to be your job to instruct them on which way to move. So after you press the start button, the screen will turn blue, and the first controller becomes the command hub for controlling your robot. For instance, pressing up will make a move up. Pressing down will make a move down. Pressing the A and B buttons will open and close his arms.
Didn't James take, in the original, didn't James Rolfe take like 2 NES controllers, saw them in half and like fuse them together to make like one like master controller to where he could do all the functions without having a, yeah, I don't think he's going to do that. I don't think Irate Gamer is going to do that on this episode. For something tells me he's not going to do that.
And pressing the party button makes him get jiggy with it.
Oh, man. At least that's something that he did, that Chris did, that James didn't do. I mean, you get that. I mean, yeah, that was an original. It was original attempt at a joke. It wasn't funny, but it was original at least.
All the commands are sent to the robot by a series of flashes created by the game. The only drawback to this is that sometimes the robot doesn't even respond to the flashes, so you end up sitting there like a fucking
Yeah, that's fast enough. I don't think they're gonna get me on that one.
putz waiting for him to move. Come on! During your quest,
He flicks off Rob. Exactly what James did. Anyway, I'm just gonna be Butters over here from like fucking South Park. Simpsons did it. Simpsons did it.
to collect dynamite, you'll probably notice that the professor isn't able to jump or attack enemies. So if you come into contact with an enemy, you're fucked. If you fall into a hole that has no way out, you're
You're fucked. That's almost a Ricky from Trailer Park Boys cadence there. It's fucked.
also fucked. Well, shit. Now, I'm sure they probably did this to make this game more challenging, but I do find it interesting how the A and B buttons on the first controller really have no function at all. It appears that the developers of the game took both the A and B functions off the first controller and just threw them onto the second one in order to get the robot involved. Well, this is just an assload of shit. Why?
An assload of shit. That's some like Walmart brand AVGN creative writing there. What's funny is like, and then not only did we have this, whenever the hell this came out, I think 2008, then like Pat Contry comes along, like what, a year or maybe the same year, and does another fucking Rob the Robot video. Man, these guys were just all like, I mean, for the vast array of North American cartridges for the original Nintendo, they sure did kind of pick all the same shit to talk about.
Ruin a good game by splitting up the buttons between two controllers just to add in a stupid robot. This in turn makes the game longer to play and ends up boring the player out of his fucking mind while he waits for the prick to move. Just look how much faster I can finish this level all by myself compared to playing with the robot. Ugh, this is just pathetic. Can you imagine playing Super Mario Bros. Where the jump button is on the second controller? The suicide rate in this country alone.
Dude, guys in porn films, if you want to call them films, guys who act in porn act better than this dude, or are on the same level. This guy's on the same level of acting as dudes in porn, and I watch specifically dudes in porn, so I would know.
Go through the fucking roof. One way the robot add-on becomes an absolute nightmare is during those critical moments when the enemy is closing in on you. Come on! Ah!
Oh my god.
Ah, you dickbag! You're the worst player I've ever played with! Alright, let's try this again. Did you just squish my player? You better shape up or your ass is out of here.
Well, that made me pretty irate so far. Well, that was part one. Well, I guess let's go on to part two. I will say that as I'm watching this, I'm also thinking to myself, you know, James Rolfe, back when he had hair, wasn't the worst looking guy in the world, and that kind of almost factors in to like it being a little bit easier to watch when you're not constantly getting annoyed by just the person's face in general. Now, I've had a lot of people who have said I have a very punchable face, and that's fine. I accept that. But I think that there are way more punchable faces out there. This is up there, along with RGT85. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to start anything. Just saying. Oh, Finn McKenty definitely has a very punchable face. Good point, Payphone A6. By the way, guys, since you're here, go ahead and like the chat. I see that we're nearing 200 people. That's pretty cool. Hit the like button, and I have a new Twitter up here. It's highlighted in the yellow. It's at DWG YouTube. If you want to follow that, I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, that's all the advertising I'm doing for right now.
Now, on top of not being able to jump or attack, you're not even able to call on the robot while climbing up ropes. This really becomes...
Man, he's just like picking up right where he left off. Was this back when YouTube had like a, 10-minute limit for upload time? So everyone was breaking their shit into like 2 and 3 and 4 parts? Because like he's just like going right into this. There's like no, aside from the intro theme or whatever, there's none of his little exposition bits going on. It's fucking... headphone cable. It's all behind me like a serpent. Anyway.
It was annoying after climbing to the top and realizing that the screen isn't turning blue. Ugh, so now I've got to climb back down while the seconds on the clock are ticking away. The most annoying aspect about this game is trying to kill enemies because it involves precision timing. This simple task is made a billion times harder since the robot responses are severely delayed. Okay, now. Shit! Damn it! Shit! Ah! Damn it, robot! I'll just do it myself! Finally! Now, if you think that's the end of your troubles, then think again, because over in this area, I've got to figure out how to weave through these 4 pillars as fast as possible. Alrighty.
I don't know if I necessarily need to see, like, I kind of got the point on this Rob video. Like, he just kind of, yeah, he's kind of... Just skip fast forward through this a little bit here, because unlike the Doug Walker videos, I am not obligated to watch the whole thing, damn it. In those I said I would, and I did. But I won't be doing that for these fucking things. Yeah, he's fucking, oh, he chokes Rob at one point. Now he's playing Stack Up.
Stack Up. And along with this game comes brand new attachments for your robot. Now, these pieces are pretty hard to find these days, and they could be quite expensive to purchase. So if you ended up selling yours off at a garage sale at some point in time, then guess what? You're pretty much an idiot. Now, Stack Up gives you 3 games to choose from, and each one of these games all have this 2-tiered configuration at the top. The first column tells you how the blocks should be placed around your Rob. The second...
Yeah, I definitely get the impression that he was a formerly bullied kid, 100%. He's got the face of a kid who was bullied or was the bully. I think you don't really have any in between with this guy. Do you like how personal I make all this stuff, guys? That you know, I don't even know this person. He could be a really swell guy, and I'm just like attacking his character. No, I'm not. For legal reasons, I'm not attacking his character. I don't know him. This is all a character. I'm doing a character right now, actually. Did you guys know I was doing a character? This is a character. This isn't actually me. This is the ghost guy. Yeah. Ghost Guy Gaming, that's what you're watching right now. This is not Josh Cannon, is not affiliated. LLC and all that legal stuff.
The column tells you where the block should be moved in order to beat the level. This ultimately becomes your main objective.
He looks like the fucking kid from A Christmas Story or Christmas Carol who like fucking got his face beat in by Ralphie. Like this fucking redheaded bastard who was always throwing snowballs at Ralphie and like sticking a thumb up his ass or whatever in the bathroom. I don't know. That could have been a different movie.
Objective in each of these 3 games. Now the first game we're going to look at is called Direct. Now this game is composed of command buttons that you have to jump on in order to move the robot around. And each button is pretty much self-explanatory. Down moves him down, up moves him up. Nothing really mind-blowing here. Now your goal is to keep moving the robot around until the second column of blocks looks identical to the one sitting around the robot. But this is a totally asinine concept due to the fact that the game doesn't really know if I've completed my task or not. In fact, I only have to press the start button to let the game know that I'm finished. Well, that's fucking stupid. Even if you're nowhere near completing your task, the game still believes that you're done. So where the hell's the fun in that? How pointless. So the first game totally sucks ass. Now the second game is called Memory. This game requires...
Heyo, we got us a $5 super chat from J-Rob, 8420. Should check out the Dick Tracy one he did with James in 2020. He's had about 3 or 4 collabs in the past 5 years where AVGN makes cameos in. J-Rob, if you didn't think I didn't already have that queued up, my friend, you would be sorely fucking mistaken. We will be watching that video.
I want you to guess the entire sequence of movements the robot has to make until the blocks around him can match up with the ones in the second column. And make sure you really plan out everything exactly, because you're only given one shot to get things right. Once you lay down the end button, that's it. The game begins and the robot starts carrying out the line of commands. Okay, let's try this.
All right, I'm getting bored watching this. Let's just, I'm guessing every single one of these he's going to say, it's all ass. Because James said it's ass. Right now, I'm still only currently sipping on Red Bull Strawberry Apricot Edition. Because my blood pressure is not high enough. It needs to get higher. Because, you know, the medical community doesn't want you to know this, but the harder your heart beats, the harder it works, it strengthens it like a muscle, like you're doing push-ups for your heart. So high blood pressure is actually a good thing. Probably shouldn't be saying this shit. Impressionable little fat kids watching, they're gonna go out and get even more obese because Dancing with Ghosts told them to do so. All 10 of them that are watching. Yeah, I know. Someone's gonna believe that. This isn't exactly Rob the Robot versus Super Mecha Death Christ. No, this is not quite that level of production. Wouldn't you say, chat? Not quite that level. Kind of makes you understand why James got so much bigger than this guy. Well, that, and he's completely copying a roadmap that was literally already established from a completely original idea for the most part. There's that. Of course, people always want to mention Sean Baby at this point. I've never seen Sean Baby, but they always want to mention him whenever James being the first guy is brought up. Oh, got some fishing wire for the liftoff thing.
You've got to be shitting me.
Wow, bro, that was really epic. I mean, yeah, there were like a little bit of Adobe Premiere, a little bit of After Effects production going on in there. Pretty standard fare though. Again, it's some shit that James had way already established, but I'm probably gonna be beating that dead horse of a comment all night long. Now time to start drinking beer. Time to start getting inebriated. Time to start getting under the influence here. Because it's going to be a long haul of crap that I don't want to watch, but signed myself up for, so. Michelob Ultra before anyone asks. Yeah, I know it's a pussy beer. And I'm a pussy, so. Oh, somebody asked about the squirt, do they? As if I didn't have that on stock, on board, on deck, ready to go. Just haven't opened it yet. Gotta finish the Red Bull. Gotta have your veggies before you have your dessert, after all. Okay, Don't know exactly what season Chippendale came from, but it's I think it's an earlier one, so let's see. Oh shit. The levels on his audio just vary horrifically. I'm having to, you don't see this, but I'm fucking around with the.
Seems to be a buzz about this new Chippendales Rescue Rangers movie. But
Oh no, this is an old, this is a newer video. Well, yeah, it's in 16:9, so he's shooting in HD. And that title screen, okay. All right, whatever. This is a newer one. Fine. Fucking A. Someone just asked for the Discord, so I'm gonna do that. Now, why? I don't know. Why am I trying to make it bigger? I don't know. I just want to see how canceled I can get myself for the shit that I say in there. Here we go.
remember the NES game? Well, good, because today we're reviewing it. And I know
I do remember the NES game. Me and my brother played that game a lot growing up, and you could do like team damage, which was a great way to piss off whoever you were playing with, because you could just throw an item at the other person and hurt them, and I think you could even throw them into a hole or whatever. Me and my cousin got into a physical fight because of that a long time ago when we were playing this game. So yeah, I have fond memories of this game. The fucking what's his face Chris here looks like he's aged about a good 10 years since the last video we've seen, but still maybe only in his early 40s now instead of, you know, in his 30s, like I guess how old he was when he first started.
some might say, no, don't review this game. It was so good. It was ranked number 77 on some top video game list for the NES. Well, bullshit. I'm going there and I'm taking these damn rodents to hell with me. Once part of that iconic Disney's Afternoon lineup, the game was so anticipated that Nintendo Power dedicated an entire
Okay, this just from the first few seconds of watching, this already feels like something that's like more of his thing, like where he's kind of doing his own thing, and it doesn't really feel like an AVGN thing. So that's I see an improvement for sure. I don't know if it's good, but an improvement nonetheless. Spam Goody says, I don't want to be the total Chris defender here. Have a field day with those videos, but he is a super nice guy and got so much goddamn hate and still did his thing. Give him a little crap for that. I've gotten a lot of hate too. So when does all my goodwill come in for me? I think there's some goodwill towards me. I don't know. Who gives a shit?
magazine cover in the summer of 1990, complete with maps and previews, making every kid think, hot damn, this is gonna be some game. And it was too, because right off the bat, we're treated with a fancy startup screen with a great 8-bit rendition of that theme song. We're also given a shit ton of life-altering gameplay decisions that'll make you question every direction of choices in your life. Chip or Dale, 1-player or 2-player, Pepsi Challenge Can 1 or Can 2. Oh my god, I can't decide! Ah! But just calm down, because no matter which route you take, the gameplay is pretty damn fun. Solid intro, tons of character sprites from the show, and they even have a mini caper for these rascally rodents to solve.
Okay, so now he's gone from like really bad Irate Gamer, so now I feel like I'm feeling more of a Pat Contry vibe in his energy and in his jokes. I'm feeling so he's upgraded to Pat the NES Punk levels. So do with that information whatever the fuck you will.
Alright, and this looks like the perfect case for the Irate Gamer.
And the Rescue Rangers.
I know you guys don't. I decided I'm playing a 1-player game today.
Not today, you ain't.
Hey! What's all the ruckus going on here? We playing this game or what?
Oh, that's up to the Irate Gamer here.
I don't have time for this. Besides, last time, you left your little rodent poops all over my controller.
Ah, crikey! You poop on a controller one time!
I mean, yeah, the 2-player game is amazing, especially since it's always tough finding good 2-player games for the NES. But I'll be damned if I'm putting up with bullshit like this today where the other player advances too far ahead and kills me. Damn it! But nothing, we're done here. Wow! Now this first stage is pretty darn nostalgic, as you fight through this alleyway of robot dogs. There's really nothing to gripe here except for the fact that dying at any point in this level means restarting back at the beginning of it. I hate when that happens. But as for the other enemies here, we'll be fighting off robot rats, inchworms, owls. What in the holy hell is this shit? Is that supposed to be Monterey Jack? Huh? Unfortunately, his weird cameo appearance is so fast and out of the blue, he always looks like some mutant zombie mouse that's barreling at me like an enemy I need to avoid. Couldn't they have designed a better looking Monterey Jack sprite than this thing? Ugh, disgusting. And at the end of this level,
Oh, this is nostalgic. I remember fighting that weird looking boss. Jeez, I haven't seen gameplay footage from this game since I played the game like fucking 52 years ago. Jesus.
Capcom drops the ball again, once facing off against this cleaning machine of death. All this guy does is sit there and throws electrical bolts at you. Talk about a waste of an enemy. I'm just sitting here waiting for the moment when this thing starts whirling around like a Tasmanian devil and slaps the shit out of something with all those hands. But it doesn't happen. What a letdown. Once he's defeated, well, we see the main bad guy of this game, Fat Cat, then appear to tell us that he's kidnapped Gadget, and tells us that we'll never ever ever see her again. Well, this ends up becoming a bunch of diarrhea-drenched dick waffles, because
Diarrhea-drenched dick waffles. What's up with him and waffle, like, insert sexual thing and then waffle? Is waffle to him just an inherently funny food? Like, you can't lose if you say shit waffle, dick waffle. I don't know.
Afterwards, well, she keeps popping up every 5 damn seconds to bring us some important revelation about the challenges that await us in the future levels that I guess can't be figured out on our own. Like this clue right here. Jump on the water faucets to turn them off. Alright, good advice. Although once reaching this area, I quickly realized that this is something I could have figured out on my own. I'm sure that's a fluke. Alright, let's check out this one. Throw something at the switches to make the balls stop. Well, no shit, you don't say. You have any other words of wisdom? Watch out for the fans.
At least these episodes are short. Like, there's only 2 more minutes left on this one. Like, that's one thing I will say that is a positive about these episodes. They're pretty short so far. Praise be to the Lord Almighty on high. I just want to hear him say ass blaster for some reason. I don't know.
Oh my god, I'm about to hang myself. So once reaching this main level map, well, we find that we don't have to visit every single level.
Okay, we got a $5 super chat. Gotta read that. Gotta stop what I'm doing. My $5 question, which is better, Irate Gamer or modern AVGN? Oh man, I don't know. I haven't seen enough Irate Gamer to know the answer to that. But modern AVGN is pretty fucking bad. So it's a good question, I guess. Well, that truth will remain to reveal itself.
Place before us. We could just choose our own adventure by picking our own path to fight through. Although I've always wondered what kind of asshole actually.
Volunteer, is your ass a little chapped tonight? You seem a little sassy, a little fussy in the chat there. Calling me out for talking about people's accents, saying who cares. You go to detention after school. You've been bad attitude, you.
Actually looped up here through stage E when they could have instead just blasted through stage F and bypassed it all and be done with it. Well, it's probably the same moron that loved battling through this piece of shit kangaroo stage with all these kanga bastards literally throwing shit from their pouches at you. Oh, fuck you, kangaroos! And speaking of enemies, what the hell's up with these rodents here? Huh? Hey, let's keep this
Can he not do a sticking his tongue in the side of his cheek like that? That shit turns me gay.
Rated, buddy. I don't know what the hell this guy's flinging at me, but it certainly doesn't look kid-friendly. Once arriving at the very end of this map, well, we get to finally save Ratchet, give her flowers, and then she'll tell you, hey, you just missed Fat Cat, but now I've got a rocket for you. Whoa, wait a minute. Is she coming on to me with some weird sexual innuendos here? Because she was just held captive throughout this entire game. Where the hell did she manage to get a rocket from? Well, enough trying to make sense of this uncomfortable scene. Let's just see where this magical rocket that just appeared out of nowhere takes us. Ah, fuck. 3 more levels? You piece of shit! That means 3 more levels of searching through sewers. Ah, you kamikaze asshole! Long jumping over pelicans. You long neck dickle dicker! And
did you just say dickle dicker? You long neck dickle dicker? Chicago, was that supposed to be funny? Can you let me know in the chat? Was that supposed to be something I was supposed to laugh at? I feel like I sound like Joe Biden just said. Was that supposed to be something I was supposed to laugh at? Like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? There's no authenticity to this guy. Like, it's the same thing whenever Pat Contry tries to act. Like there's zero authenticity in his supposed anger or his supposed frustration. Like if you go and watch fucking, I don't know, the AVGN Batman episode or whatever, like even though he's in a stupid costume, like he's still conveying anger, like legitimate anger, like he's legitimately pissed off, and there's not any of this like wink behind it, like a wink to the camera, like, hey, I'm not really mad, I'm just having fun, guys. It's like, no, you kind of halfway thought that, like, dude, is this really like some fucking nerd who's just like getting drunk in his basement, like yelling at these fucking old video games? There was authenticity there, and that's what people like, no matter what the form of media is, whether it's movies, music, TV, whatever. You want to feel like you're watching something that is authentic rather than something that's being sold to you. This feels very much like he's trying to sell this character very hard, and it's not working for me at all whatsoever. Again, that fat guy there from Super Anthony there, if you want authenticity from him, then you need to watch his ghost hunting vids instead. Oh, the uber cringe ones. Well, maybe we'll dig 1 or 2 of those up. Because at the rate we're going, we're going to burn through these fuckers pretty quick.
Navigate on conveyor belts all running at different speeds? Ah, damn it. Where the hell was Ratchet to warn me of this?
No, Blue Tree Force. I recommend watching his old videos then for more passion. No, we just watched the Rob the Robot one, and it was the same like problem. Like it was just, that one was, he was clearly more aping AVGN. Like literally you could like take that to like a public court of opinion and present very clear bits in the video, screenshots, what have you, of like apples to apples comparison of like specific scenes that he stole from AVGN. But now, though he may not be stealing anything, he's just, I'm really mad right now. And man, this is a bunch of cockadookie bullcrap. And wow, I can't believe this game. And, just that whole just internet personality thing. It's like, shut up.
Garbage. Oh, there she is. You almost fell into a hole? Like I fucking care! So finally we come to the final stage, boss. And this son of a bitch throws so much cigar ash at me, I'm about to get lung cancer just from playing this stage. And the one thing I hate about this guy is that this last boss becomes a mission impossible stage boss that leaves you an ass crack sized area to squeeze through in order to defeat him. Well, finally the day is saved. And predictably, this game leaves the door open for a sequel that just happened to be released a couple years later. And thank God in this installment, we finally get a spray of Monterey Jack that doesn't look like a...
Wow, he actually has Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers Part 2. That's a really rare and expensive game.
Psycho killing mutant rat that's scary enough to scare his own mother. Oh shit, no, guys, I take it back. No.
Well, he even climbed over his own couch for that one. That's commitment to the bit right there. I take back every negative thing I said about this guy so far. Yeah, no, this is seriously like, I feel like I'm watching like you could have given this same script to Pat the NES Punk, and I think he would have kind of played the jokes the same exact way. All right, well, that's 2 down there. All right, this one, I've labeled all these very poorly. This just says Silver Surfer from Season 4. So, I mean, dude, this guy, like, when I was just picking random games from each of his seasons, which, again, I think is a little douchey when these very, like, in comparison to, like, Legacy Media, when they, like, label their little YouTube shows as seasons, it's just kind of like, dude, come on. This is a fucking YouTube video, bro. It's not gonna come out. Well, sometimes they do come out on box set. What am I talking about? I own one of the AVGN box set things of all of his episodes or whatever. I think it was 1 to 100 or whatever on Blu-ray rather. Yeah, I was going through his videos to select which ones I wanted to look for. Like, dude, pretty much every, like, the first, like, at least 75 episodes of AVGN. Like, this guy pretty much covers every game that James has covered. Like, with some exceptions, like some James does that this guy hasn't done, some this guy's done that James hasn't done. But for the most part, Chris Bors does, like, freakishly plays so many of the same games that James Rolfe has. And again, for a library that is freakishly huge, the original Nintendo library, North America or whatever, it's so big, it's like you seriously couldn't come up with like different fucking games than the exact same ones your fucking sensei has come up with before you.
Welcome to the evening news. I'm Johnny.
Whoa. That looks like a black dude dressed up as like a white guy. I don't know why. This looks like a character Dave Chappelle might have played back in the day on the Chappelle Show. Why does... I mean, I know Chris Bors is a white dude, but he's like a white guy playing a black guy playing a white guy. He seriously looks like that right now. It's like he was a white guy who put on blackface and then put on white face over it. What the fuck? He looks so fucking weird. And Super Anthony giving me all of his money. I love it. The video that put Irate Gamer on the map was a Super Mario 2 video because he was one of the first to reveal on the internet the one we got was different. Oh, really? It was actually called Doki Doki Panic. Did you know that, guys? All right. Fair enough. Cool, I guess.
Newscaster. Well, our fair city is still reeling from the events of the robot invasion, and the one who orchestrated the entire event is here with us today. And he's the one, the only, Evil Gamer. Thank you, Johnny. Evil, tell us, why destroy our beautiful city? Well, simply put, we're trying to take over the world. And if you think our reign of terror
is this like a fucking Aphex Twin video where like all the characters have Richard James's head on it? It's like, seriously, like he looks exactly the same in both of these. Like, yeah, I get that he's trying to pass off like, oh, the diversity of his acting. Holy shit. It's like two totally different people. It's like, it literally looks like the same exact guy, but he just got off of work and took his fucking blazer off. Like, he at least looks less freakish though, as he did in the little green screen thing he's got going on there.
At an end, then you're sadly mistaken. Excellent. Well, also joining us is the jack of all trades, Tony Rockenheimer. What are your thoughts on all this, Tony?
Thank you, Johnny. Let me just say that
Oh, now there's a cartoon character in there. Man, this just keeps getting better. Super Anthony giving me more of his money. Keep giving it to me, you pay pig. Oh yeah, it makes me want to twist my nipple every time you do that. Also, Chris's side of the story is that James and Mike supposedly tried to do videos ahead of his announcements in order to thwart him. Yeah, that's, you know, I guess like that's a level of cope that you can use as a defense, but I think that's all it is at the end of the day.
Evil Gamer, you cause any more problems for us again, we're coming after you. Bang-a-lang.
Ha! Empty threats. All right, now joining us is the Prince of Darkness himself, Satan. Satan, what do you have to say about all this?
Destroying the city with robots. It's a shame I didn't think of it first. Why, in all my years of toiling away at masterminding, my souffle is done.
Oh, now he's elevated from shitty Irate Gamer, and in the past episode, he's Pat Contry, and now with this whole vignette of characters, and now he's the devil doing the pitch shifter on the voice to make him sound like a demon. Now he's elevated to Doug Walker status of comedy. He just keeps elevating every fucking season, you guys. So now this is nostalgia critic level. I like watching the progression here.
All right, well, also joining us on the panel is Irate Gamer.
What?
Irate, what do you have to say about this? Actually nothing. I'm about to review another game here. Oh, well, that's unfortunate since I have 25 more minutes to fill in this program. Well, anybody know any show tunes?
Oh, yeah.
All right, gamers, today we're going to be checking out Silver Surfer for the NES. Now, I know this game has been reviewed before, but my intent is to make it all the way to the end. Now, if anybody out there has a problem with that, then I suggest you just click over to another channel.
Okay, becoming a little bit more self-aware, are we? That you are not doing anything original whatsoever, but you're still gonna fucking do it anyway. That's cool. Fair enough. I mean, I've made videos on things I know people already made videos on, but I mean, I tried to like not have it just be like, you know, I tried to put a Josh spin on it, a DWG spin on it. I'm assuming what's going to follow this is gameplay footage, him explaining the premise of the game, the gameplay of the game, and then he's going to insert a lot of, oh, this is bullshit, dick waffle, fuck this, and let me guess, that's going to be the entire review. I guess the only gimmick here is that he's making it to the end, and maybe James didn't do that. James would normally, well, not normally, but he would, sometimes you'd skip codes to skip towards the end, whatever, who cares.
Hey, what the hell you think you're doing? Turn that back! Whew, alright, that's better. Alright, well the game starts off by Galactus telling Silver Surfer that he needs his help defending the universe from a huge threat. And once arriving at the startup screen,
Sue asked Josh thoughts on Darkside Phil. Darkside Phil suggested in one of his cooking videos that to get rid of excess grease from a frying pan, you pour it into your toilet and you flush it. That's what I think about Darkside Phil. This dude is a fucking Neanderthal, and I hope to God he never procreates.
we get to choose from 5 different areas. You know, this stage selection screen kind of reminds me of Mega Man. You've got your Water World, Space World, and Ghost World? Wait a minute, this is exactly like Mega Man. You Mega Man ripoff?
Wow. Chicago, is this supposed to be funny, this scene here? Where he's like shaking his fist at the camera or whatever off-screen thing. It's not the camera, but yeah, this is really bad. I'm just gonna let y'all sit with this for a little bit. This is fucking hilarious, actually. Very funny. Alright, anyway.
Alright, well, if we're gonna have to pick one, let's just go ahead and pick this Bret Hart stage.
Isn't this guy supposed to be like this, like, some kind of a gamer aficionado, like gaming history, or you know, if you're doing one of these retro things, these people seem to have some kind of authority on games, and he's suggesting that just because the game has a level selection or boss selection, that means it can only be aping Mega Man, when there were so many NES games that had level selections or boss selections. Shatterhand comes to mind immediately, which is such a fucking hidden gem. Metal Jesus Rocks here, guys. Shatterhand for NES is a hidden gem. Yeah, there's a lot of games where you did that. Mega Man was probably the most popularized of the bunch, though, but yeah.
So in this side-scrolling adventure, let's try this again. So in this side-scrolling adventure, your mission is to reach the end and... Gosh damn it! Now in this side-scrolling adventure, and the game is over? No save feature? One hit and you're dead? Ah! From the very first second, these stages will be out to kill your ass in every way possible. Now some games require a bit of memorization just to pass through them, but this game pretty much grabs your spine and pulls it right out your asshole. Now just how the hell am I supposed to get past this? Good God, is there anything harder than this game? Couldn't they have at least given us a health meter, power mushrooms, something, anything? Now son of a bitch. Now thankfully this game has a lot of checkpoints throughout the level, but good fucking luck reaching them. When trying to deal with shit like this, where the game gives you the space as big as your ass crack to pass through. Ugh. God, this game sucks, it blows, and it's a piece of shit!
Well, what did I predict before he even started? It was like, let me guess, you're gonna just show gameplay footage, and you're gonna be like saying, "Oh, this sucks. What a shitload of fuck." And that's exactly what he's doing. But no, he's doing it differently this time. He's not. He knows that other people have made videos on this game, but his is somehow supposed to be different. Okay, all right.
Okay, well, maybe we could just pause the game and chart a path to victory. Well, we'll navigate around.
Oh, is he about to show all the various projectiles that could potentially kill you? Much exactly like James Rolfe did, where he has all the lines showing the various paths these objects are taking and how pretty much impossible it is for you to, like, snake your way through it. Yeah. Again, with the novel ideas here.
This bullet, around this, around that, and head this way to free ourselves for the next line of attack. Well, here goes nothing. Ah! Well, time to break out the NES Advantage. This oversized controller thankfully has turbo buttons and a slow button.
I had one of those things. Boy, that thing suck hard whenever you're trying to play most games.
That will help slow things down a bit. Now, this might sound like a good idea on paper, and you probably would get a little bit further than you would normally. But good luck from here on out, because the only thing you'll be doing is watching your ass getting kicked in slow motion.
Oh god, that's disturbing. Someone should screenshot that for the cuck faces in the Discord. Yeah, whenever you did the slow-mo on those Advantage controllers, I believe all it did was just hit the pause button really fast automatically. So it was like doing slow-mo in like the cheesiest, cheapest way possible.
And if you think the controls in this game are any better, guess again. Because once you start finding power-ups to add to your arsenal, it becomes another complicated mess just to use them. Now the A button will fire your standard weapon, but the B button doesn't do diddly fuck. But you know what does fire your power-up weapon? The select button. The select button? For God's sake, you have a perfectly good button right here that does absolutely shit, and you want me to use the select button to fire? Who the hell designed this shit? Pablo Picasso?
Yes, this is pre-recorded.
Why, yes. Fuck off! You know nothing of my book! But what the hell does it even matter anyway? Since you probably won't be alive long enough to even use it. Gosh damn it, I want to see the rest of this game. Don't you?
He keeps saying gosh damn it instead of god damn it. Maybe this guy is a religious zealot. But if so, he sure is saying a lot of other words that are making me falter in my testimony. And that's why you shouldn't swear, by the way, if you're a Christian. Because if non-Christians hear you swear, it's going to make you falter in your testimony, because then they're going to be like, well, he says he's a Christian, but he's over here saying fuck and damn and shit, and I didn't think Christians were supposed to talk like that. And then that's going to make the non-believer think that, well, Christians are all just a bunch of hypocrites. Well, you know, Mr. Irate Gamer over here, he's saying all kinds of naughty words, so I don't know, man. This whole God thing, I was pretty close to believing in it, but now I'm not so sure.
You? Well, I hate to do this, but time to break out the game genie. Alright, genie, come out of there! You've released the almighty...
Oh, sweet, he's busting out additional characters like James Rolfe did, but are probably not even going to be anywhere near as funny as some of his were, even though James had some pretty bad characters too, like Shit Pickle. Yeah, it was a very annoying character.
IT Game Genie. Hey, you look a little different from last time. Well, being locked away in that thing for a while will do that to you. Plus, if Doctor Who can do it, I can do it too. Alrighty, so, how may I serve you? Oh, great. Well, I need infinite lives. Very well, I think I can do that.
If you give this chat a stream a thumbs up, my moderator Chicago will say a gamer word in the chat.
Not me, jackass, the game. Oh. Oh boy. Yeah, now we're talking untouchable. Now each level in this game is split up into 3 sections. 2 full-size levels and a third that contains the stage boss. The bad news here is that it takes a billion shots just to kill him. And the good news? Well, there's no good news. This is a Silver Surfer game, jackass! This is a game where you can still lose even after beating the stage boss. Oh, you flip my shit! So after you successfully defeat a stage boss, we get a device piece, and the Silver Surfer celebrates. Well, don't party too hard there, Silverman. We got 4 more of these stupid hard as
Silverman? Aw, shit, I forgot to wear my Justin Silverman Lusty Justy shirt. I gotta go put that on right now, and I'm gonna piss. Sorry, short break here. Gotta wear the lusty, crusty, justy shirt instead of this stupid Roger Waters shirt. Like, whatever, real music fucking sucks anyway. Fucking Pink Floyd. More like Brown Floyd, because they're shit, like my ass. Gay. I'm feeling lusty, little bit crusty. Here's your friend Justy. He's back. See him in all his glory. Hey guys, it's Justin. Who wants to smell my fupa? That was disgusting. I don't know. This is what you get. It's free. You didn't have to pay for it, and it's not funny. Much like Irate Gamer. So you're really not losing out on much right now, are you? Is this on right? No, it's not. Fucking stupid. Fuck it. Alright, anyway. Can't be wearing like an actual fucking like artist shirt, like a talented artist like Roger Waters. We gotta have Justin Silverman smiling at you the whole time, constantly.
Shit levels to beat. And even with a Game Genie helping you, you'll be subjected to a countless barrage of death after death after death after death after death before finally reaching all these stage bosses. Now once you finally manage to defeat all 5 levels, you'll then be whisked away to the final level to battle the main villain of this game. And just who is waiting for you in this final stage, you ask? Well, it's none other than Mr. Sinister, a villain from X-Men? Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I mean, seriously, what in God's name is the damn point of even making this poor pathetic excuse for a game? The game is way too hard, the controls suck, and to top it off, you don't even get to fight the main villain in this game. What? Because
Oh, he's still doing that. Like, seriously, like, is he aping the fucking Tim Allen bit? It's so fucking embarrassing, dude. Like, I'm all alone in my house and I'm like humiliated right now, like watching this shit. Like, if people walked in, if any of my cool friends walked in, and I have a lot of those, I have a lot of cool friends. As soon as you dye your hair fucking blue and you get tattoos, it comes complete with cool friends. And if any of those motherfuckers came in right now, I'd be so fucking embarrassed.
once you reach the end, you just end up fighting some bloated shithead.
Oh, I saw the faces, Chicago, and I love them. I want to collect as many cuck faces in our Discord as possible.
What the hell? Pixel Demon? What the hell is that? The Pixel Demon? What?
The link into our Discord's in the chat once again, by the way. Join while it's still free.
What the hell's a Pixel Demon? Irate Gamer. You again? You must use the Inferno Force. The Inferno Force? But I haven't even mastered it yet. You must at least try. That game was made to be impossible to defeat, so that monster will be locked away forever. And if he is released, then we will all be in grave danger. Alright, well, here goes nothing. I call upon the Inferno Force! That's it, you're doing it.
He's doing the whole epic, like, oh, I have to summon this inner thing from some nether realm to defeat whatever the fuck's going on. Like, dude, literally, like, Jack and James's bits, whole cloth. Oh, damn, that would have been a good cuck face.
All right, let's do this.
Bro, this is so fucking cringe, like, holy shit. Alright, we gotta get a capture of that face. That face is... I just need that screen capped to where I can look at it at my leisure. Might fap to it, I don't know.
Irate Gamer, you will not stop me.
Wanna bet?
Oh, that it? I was texting, sorry. I stopped paying attention because that was a bunch of fucking cringy bullshit. Okay, cool. Sweet. That's like, I just feel like I fell asleep in the car for like 45 minutes and now we're already at the destination. And I'm done having to be bored in the car. But I'm not really out of the car yet, am I? Because I still have a few more here episodes to show you. Let's get to the big you know, it's been a big EDM song the whole time. That's me blowing my load. So the load that we're blowing now is, of course, the epic AVGN Irate Gamer collaboration. Now, I guess that, you know, James probably viewed this as like, well, that's cute. You know, he's not even beginning to touch my subscriber base. So, you know, yeah, fuck it. I'll come down from my tower and help this silly little fucker out. So I guess that's what happened. And we're about to watch it.
In a world where bad video games need reviewing, many reviewers have fallen. Now, only 2 remain.
Oh, wait, who do we got here on this board? All right, start in the upper left hand. Who the fuck's that? I don't know, some bald white guy. Oh man, that's not really gonna narrow it down much. Then to the right of that, oh, Silent Rob. Okay, to the right of that, who's goatee, who's Soul Patch there? Don't know who Soul Patch is. All right, who's far right top row to the right of James? That's some chick, I think. Upper left is rmake21. In the middle left, I don't know who any of these motherfuckers are. Okay, yeah, I know Irate Gamer and his the dude that he copies, he's been copying this whole time. Well, you fuckers sure know who a lot of these people are. Damn, the smell of Parmesan has just gotten 10 times stronger. Spoonie's bottom left. I just see someone with like butthole eyes and like no distinguishable features on the face whatsoever. No. All right. Did someone say far right? Jesus Christ, Chicago. Keep it in your pants! Oh, did he finally put in the fucking credits inspired by AVGN? The thing that Happy Video Game Nerd did in every single one of his videos, pretty much from the get-go. He finally decided, now that James is collaborating with him, he's finally deciding to pay him some respect there. Okay. That's, bitch made!
Hold it right there, dirtbags! Huh? Oh no, it's Irate Tracy!
Ooh, eat lead copper!
Just as I thought, bootlegging NES games again. And just look at this, Dick Tracy for the NES.
Look at this, look at that, look at this, look at that, look at this, look at this, look at, just look at it, look at this, look at this.
Pathetic. Looks like I'll be taking this game downtown for further review. All right, boys, book them, tag them. This case is all locked up. Oh, my first day on the job. I'm so excited. Oh man, I broke my camera. Oh, what a terrible day. Dick Tracy is one of my favorite movies from 1990, and it's a film that doesn't seem to get much love these days, which is a shame, because they had tons of action, great villains, and it was a great popcorn movie back in the day for us kids.
Together, we will own this town.
Now,
Was that fucking Al Pacino? Was he in that fucking movie? Good lord, I want to kind of watch that movie. It looks like it could be fun. I don't know. I kind of liked the game myself, honestly. I never knew what in the living fuck I was supposed to do, but I don't know. I just like driving around in the car and going into buildings. It was like a fucking GTA, like the first GTA game, kind of. It's kind of innovative for the time, but yeah, you just like, personally, I think if you're a kid, it's like it's not really made for kids. You kind of got to like use deductive reasoning and be able to have good reading comprehension skills. Apparently neither one of those I had at like 7 or 8 years old, but I digress.
what made this film so great was the sheer timing of its release to the public. The movie Batman had just cleaned up in the box office 1 year prior in 1989, and it was an awesome film that made us crave more superhero movies.
I'm Batman.
Especially since all we had up until then was Superman, and those had pretty much gone off the rails by the 1980s.
Watch the trees.
Ah!
I guess it died of acid indigestion.
Ugh, and it pretty much goes on.
Bro, you're not allowed to make fun of anyone's fucking jokes. He just literally showed that like he was like saying, ugh, what a cringy you are literally not allowed to ever make fun of anyone's bad jokes. Chris Bores.
On like that. So after the summer of Batman, well, kids wanted more.
Batman!
And once all the advertising began hitting for Dick Tracy in 1990, well, they basically packaged this film as the next Batman-like comic book movie, and we were instantly sold. And
I find it kind of annoying when somebody's talking about like a franchise or like some kind of pop cultural moment, and then they use the words and we couldn't get enough of it and we loved it or we were instantly sold. It's like, speak for yourself, buddy. It's like, maybe I didn't like the fucking movie. Maybe I don't know what you're talking about. Like, anyway, pet peeve in writing, in script writing right there.
best thing was that we didn't just get one main villain, but we got like 20 of them all thrown into the same movie together. How could you go wrong with that formula? And this movie was like the ultimate Dick Tracy's fan wet dream come true, but a lot less stickier. And even though some of the coolest looking gangsters were only on screen for like 5 seconds, we still knew all their names.
I'm in.
They were just really cool. And everything about this movie had shaped up to be pretty great.
That you are guilty of attempting to bribe an officer of the law.
Hey.
Well, all except for this bullshit casting of Madonna, who's supposed to be the
Bitch, whatever. Madonna was fucking hot back in those days. At least you had something to look at. Like in Meatballs 4. You see how casting hot chicks can make a movie at least somewhat watchable if the plot completely sucks ass?
Hot bombshell.
You're right, Tracy. Why would you get mixed up with me? I'm a cheap floozy to you.
Ugh. Look, I know she was a big deal at the time, but son of a bitch. Every time she's on screen, she grinds this film down to a screeching halt.
I want more.
Oh, good God, please no.
Irate Gamer. Chris Spores, whatever your name is. You're looking at fucking Madonna in her prime and you're saying, oh God, no. Are you attracted to women? I mean, it's fine if you're not, but, yeah, anyway, yeah. Madonna could have spit in my mouth at any point back in those days, and I would have been fine with it.
And she's the hot bombshell? Ugh, I want to bang her with Mega Man's dick.
Really? You wouldn't? You wouldn't bang, like, early 90s Madonna with Mega Man's dick? I'm starting to question a lot of things about you, Chris.
But talk about an all-star roster. We have Al Pacino as Big Boy, Dustin Hoffman as Mumbles, James Caan as Spud Spadoli, and then you had Flat Top, Itchy, Little Face, the Brow, Prune Face, the Rodent, the Blank, the Influence, the Nerd. Oh, and that nerd with that shit pickle-eating grin makes me sick.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
And whoever was in charge of promotional movie tie-ins, give this guy an award, because I didn't know one kid in my school that didn't want to see this movie. Toy stores carried Dick Tracy toys. McDonald's did a huge tie-in with those drinking cups.
Like, this was before, like, the movie was before, like, I was very, very young when this came out. And I used to buy these Toy Trader magazines because I was trying to speculate on the 1997 Kenner run of the Star Wars action figures. I was collecting them at a young age, so I was thinking to myself, like, if I buy these 20 years from now, they'll be worth just as much as the 70s Star Wars action figures are worth today. And everyone else did the same thing. Long story short, everyone bought and kept their Star Wars action figures in their packaging, making them not rare at all and pretty much not worth the cardboard they were printed on. But yeah, I remember in that magazine they also had the Dick Tracy action figures, and some of those were already like going for like pretty high amounts. So yeah, apparently that was a thing that totally washed over my head. No Walmart that I went to sold them.
And you remember the McDonald's scratch-off ticket game? I sure do.
Nope.
And back in the day, I remember going to McDonald's and scratching off a bunch of these things. And on the one side here, well, you had to scratch off one of these boxes to see if you win a prize. Try again, rub off box A. All right, we are hot on the trail.
He seriously has James Rolfe like appearing in this video, and he's spending the first like however many minutes doing shit like this. Like, man, this guy he really knows how to move a story along, doesn't he?
Oh, look at that. Stop, you win. $1 off Big Mac or quarter pounder of cheese. Can you imagine the looks I'd get if I tried redeeming this shit today? And if that wasn't enough for you, on the other side, well, we get another chance to rub off this mugshot here. And if we reveal any of these characters, well, we win that prize. But I am curious who I got in this.
I'm about to rub one out to Madonna. That would be cool.
Mugshot here, so let's scratch this off. And the mugshot is of Whip Shoot. What kind of bullshit is this? He wasn't in the movie. Oh, piece of shit. And who can forget this awesome Dick Tracy toy? The two-way wristwatch offered by
Shut up,
Playmates.
bunghole, and get to the goddamn video!
I used to have one of these as a kid. Can't wait to open this thing up and play with it now. So you like that? Get a little unboxing action on this video. All right, there it is. Now the batteries are dead now, but this thing used to light up and make sounds.
Not only are the batteries probably dead, but battery acid is probably leaked all out into the device as you're speaking, which that's never any bueno for anyone.
Damn, this thing was cool. Okay, maybe it wasn't that cool, but I sure dug it. Just don't let the nostalgic critic near this thing, or I'll probably make another dumb 50-minute like Pink Floyd tribute video to it without even reviewing the damn.
Oh, a horrible Pink Floyd tribute video. Now you really are aping nostalgia critic's style, man. I'm pretty sure this was way before. Oh wow, that's a really dumb face he's making right now on the screen. Damn, that was a good one. But yeah, no, don't worry. well, I would say your contemporary. Doug Walker's not really your contemporary. He is also way above you, but ja, also dann, willkommen. Wir haben einen Deutschen hier in chat.
Thing. As a kid who loved to play video games, well, I just had to run out and play this video game after I watched the movie. Rented this from the video store I did, and then wanting to rocket launch this piece of shit into the sun I wished. Now, I even hate to dust this bag of ass pixels off, but since this month marks the 30th anniversary of the Dick Tracy movie, it's a case I'm willing to accept.
Manu, guten Morgen. Was machst du dieses Morgen? Oder für mich diese Abend?
Turn this game on and... well, at least the very first scene of this game is pretty reminiscent of the movie. That's pretty fun. But don't let this intro fool you into a false sense of security, because the rest of this game is pure unadulterated bullshit. Now, as a kid, what would you like to do in a Dick Tracy video game after seeing the movie? Have police shootouts with all these cool gangsters? Or sit at a desk solving cases and filing paperwork? If we start the game... ah, fucker nuts. So yep, get ready to solve cases, look at mugshots, interrogate the bad guy.
Ja, das war mir letzte Nacht. Konnte ich auch nicht schlafen.
Look at more mugshots, fall asleep, and be prepared to drive, and drive some more. Did we get enough of this bullshit with that Ghostbusters NES game I reviewed last time? Ugh. Why does this driving shit keep coming full circle? And to make matters worse, the controls are so damn fucker fickle wonky, I can't even turn around like...
Did you say fucker fickle wonky? This guy needs to be hung up by his nipples with rusty fishing hooks. Okay, I said it. We were all thinking it. I said it. Oh, we have Nunya Biz, I think like a tier of chicks that he would bang in order here. He's got Lady Gaga first. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I could kind of see it. Madonna. Okay. Ashley Simpson. Yes, I do think she was hotter than her sister Jessica. Kind of a hot take there, but I always was more attracted to Ashley. She was the emo. Come on. Teal hair, obviously. Christina Aguilera. Agree. Britney Spears probably wouldn't even be on that list for me. Jessica Simpson. Nah. Shakira. Possibly because she has a fat ass.
Like I want to half the time. Where the hell are you going, numbnuts? Oh my god, you suck! And during the game, you'll find clues that'll lead you to certain buildings around town that you'll have to visit. The problem is that they don't just give you a few city blocks to drive through, but a whole goddamn metropolis to get lost in! Jesus! This is worse than a Legend of Zelda map. Remember this Death Mountain shitty titty twister right here?
Shitty titty twister.
Insane.
Man, that's
But
some
on the Dick Tracy map,
alliteration.
nothing is labeled. I've got all these building snipers shooting at me endlessly. Who the hell asked for a Dick Tracy game like this? I sure didn't. The only upside here is when you get out of your car to walk around, it's kind of reminiscent of the NES Ninja Turtles game. But they even ruined this aspect of the game too, since you can't even walk past the current screen that you're on. Ugh. Well, at least there's none of those stupid street sweepers around. Ah, damn it to hell! Now, to make matters even worse, if we take a look at the Dick Tracy game for the Sega Mega...
Todd, stop playing with your tallywhacker. The pierogies are on fire in the kitchen. Oh no. I want to hear him say goofy shit in his weird little Midwest accent there.
Mega Drive and Genesis, which I didn't even know existed up until a week ago. I was shocked to...
Oh, how much was my Justin Silverman is my friend T? I believe it was like $25, but for the amount of mileage this bitch has gotten on my live streams, the attention-grabbing aspect of the orbit that Justin makes, both proverbially and physically, because he actually has gained enough mass to where he does have a slight orbit around him. Yeah, it was well worth the money.
Find that this was the Dick Tracy game I always wanted to see. A side-scrolling shoot-'em-up game presented in actual stages.
That's why Justy Lusty Krusty was never in any danger of haters throwing things at him when he was on stage with Rex Viper, because it would go into his gravitational field and it would just kind of orbit around him. and then it would reach the Roche limit of his orbit, and his gravity would overtake the object's gravity, and it would just kind of get sucked onto him and destroy into a million pieces, eventually turning into rings around Justin, much like the rings of Saturn. He would have rings, if you looked, rings of debris, Cheeto dust, and various sundry candy bar wrappers, you understand.
Not constantly driving around town like, well, Dick. And they even added this cool mechanic where you can shoot the bad guys in the foreground and the background. Then, at the end of each level, you face off against one of the movie's bad guys. So where the hell was this game all my life when the NES ended up with this crappy video game cartridge of cocks? Well, enough talk. Let's just get into our first case here. And in the game's...
You know, I think this video might be the first sign that we find out just how much bimmy bim 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 bimmy bim 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 bimmy bimster, how much the bimster likes being cucked. Because there's no way that James would look at this script and not be like, this motherfucker right here is inviting me onto his fucking stupid web series, and he's aping me, he's Apriling me right to my face in this, and he wants me to be a part of this video. And it was at that point that James looked down and realized he had a raging hard-on, and he thought it was good.
Intro, we learn a couple rules about this game. Only by collecting hard evidence can we put the bad guys away, don't shoot any unarmed thugs, and this blonde chick wants to jump my bones faster than Toad can tell me the princess is in another castle. Damn it, Toad, you cock blocker! So before I start getting blue balls here, let's get down to our first case. Someone is making fake $20 bills, and I need to find out who that is. Move over here to our list of suspects, and we see that the tramp is our culprit, and he's hiding out at the 5th and B building.
All right. Chicago, I'll answer your question. Not being negative or positive, but do you know what would make this episode better? If Bimmy was like beside him commenting, just like Chris too, kind of like bored James? No, I would say more like James like warning him or being like, yeah, wait till you get to the blah, 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 like, or insulting him, like, you know, like, I'm not going to think of dialogue off the top of my head, like insulting him for not knowing to do something. Like maybe if James came in like as an authority on the game, like, yeah, this is so obvious. Of course you would do this really obscure thing that no one would know how to do. That's just me spitballing off the top of my head right now, which might have made this kind of a little bit more clever, mate. Add a little bit more depth to it. You know what I'm saying? Isn't it?
Now we just need to figure out where the hell that is. Gotta hate this game. So once arriving, it's time to bust inside and, yeah, now we're talking. It's time for some side-scrolling shootout action. Or should I say, side-scrolling fisticuffs action? All right. Now this is what I'm talking about. Fire! 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 Good lord,
yeah,
this guy's
fire!
all over
Fire!
the damn
Fire!
place. Ugh. Ah! Come on!
Those are all his sex noises, by the way.
Ah! And don't even think
That's his O noise.
you're getting any continues in this hard-ass game, because after dying, it's game over where you're going, pal. And just like that, this game scars the young boy in me that rented this game long ago. Just what the hell is up with this unfair fight? I don't mind a gunfight, but my god, this is just an ass-kicking fest with my ass being the one that's kicked. And anyone that's suffering from Silver Surfer game PTSD.
Oh yes, please remind us of the existence of that fucking shit we just watched.
Stay the hell away from this game, because Dick Tracy will send you over the fucking edge! Ah! You piece of shit!
We are almost halfway through this fucking video, and there's no... was this some mastermind technique to get people staying tuned? I'm sure it was, because his views by this point had gone down significantly from the early days. The front page of YouTube, he was not anymore. They don't even have a front page of YouTube anymore. They just have all of these very oddly curated videos depending on the individual user.
And to make matters worse, you just can't go in guns blazing. You'd be an idiot. Because remember this line right here? Well, this is meant to let you know that if you shoot anyone without a gun, you'll be penalized and your health meter will be drained. Are you kidding me right now with this bullshit? These guys are shooting at me, punching me in the face, and killing me, and I have to sit here and play does he have a gun or not before firing. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Look, I'm glad the game developers could merge both case solving and gangster shootouts into a single game. But the way they did it is like they had to shit in a blender, pour it into a paint can, and then told me to paint my house brown in order to do it.
Dude, that is literally word for word something that James would have said on one of his fucking little nerd episodes. And he's actually going to feature in this shit. Bimmy likes being cucked. Confirmed.
Well, fuck you, man. Now I have shitty walls. And during these battles, I'm going absolutely insane, toggling back and forth between my gun and fists while dodging all the bullets being sprayed at me. Okay, punch. Now shoot. Back to punching. Now shoot again. Shit. Ah. Punch some more. Okay, switch back. Punch. Shoot. Dip up. Jesus, now I'm dead. Game over. Thanks, Dick Tracy, you dumb donkey, Dick Duncan, dumpster, dildo, douche.
Oh wow, that was a big James ape there. Big James bite off. Long ass alliteration of stupid D sounding words.
Damn. Can I just get a super punch or something to help me out here? What the hell was that? Not really what I had in mind with these Three Stooges shenanigans. But I guess I'll just have to take whatever wacky shit they give me at this point. Anyway, managed to capture Steve the Tramp, and he'll give us more clues that'll send us on a wild goose chase around town. Once getting some high praises by the chief, it's off to the pier, where a whole other fuckfest is about to take place. Because in this area, you'll be doing all kinds of platform-to-platform jumping. Hit the water once, it'll kick you right back out of the level? My god, this is worse than the platforms bullshit in Castlevania. Oh, not this bullshit too. So after finding our next clue, let's see. Footprints in a puddle of green ink? What the hell does that mean?
Where the hood at? Thought I kind of heard that in there for a second. $5 super chat. Trav to the world. You deserve money. Why aren't people paying you? You know what, Trav? I wake up asking myself that each and every day, and it baffles me, quite frankly.
Doesn't really give me anything to work with on these other suspects here. Nope. Big fat nothing. Looks like I might be stuck here. But that's alright, because I've got my Dick Tracy two-way wristwatch to call the police chief. Hey Chief, Irate Gamer here. Hey, I need some help with this game, I'm stuck.
You got it, Tracy. I'll just patch you in with an exploit that's played this game before.
Alright, now we're talking. Let's see who he's gonna get to help me. Oh, here we go, and...
Alright, get ready for the Bimster. Bim, 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 Bimmy.
Irate Gamer, what do you want?
The angry video game nerd? Whoa, you're the one that's supposed to help me with this video game?
Wow, James has got like... he's got a balding afro. He's got like a... What hairstyle is that? He is like clearly balding, but he's like kind of growing it out. He's got like a fucking Devin Townsend thing going on here. I like that look. It looks like he's wearing a turban, like a brown turban. He looks like he's like an ethnic dude, like he's a Rastafarian, It's Bimmy the Rastafarian. He's got a fucking... Is that fucking rap that I don't know. I'm fucking a white guy. I don't know shit about other cultures. What do you want from me?
Yeah. How do you like this cameo? Cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria. So anyway, you've been playing shitty games for a long time too. I sympathize. So anyway, we should unite against these shitty games.
Huh. That's actually not a bad idea. Especially since we're like, what, the only 2 old school game reviewers left on YouTube? Man, those terrible games have just defeated everyone. But you know what? I think it's time to strike back and team up against these damn things. But this isn't going to be like one of those lame AVGN Nostalgia Critic crossovers, is it?
Oh, shit. He got you there, James. Got you dead to rights with that one.
Lame? No, this is going to be one of those real half-ass ones where I just magically pop in for a few minutes. So anyway, I was
self-aware.
In the middle of playing a game here. So, what can I do for you? How can I help you?
Okay, so...
That haircut is called the Mountain. Hey, man, hook me up with a Mountain. How would I even look on me? See, I still very much have a hairline here. I don't know if you can see or not. Yeah, it's intact, but if it would taken up and then it was just kind of like, I don't know, man. I look fucking weird when I pull my hair back. I just never do it. What if I pulled my hair back and underneath there was just a much smaller, like, face of me under here? Wouldn't that be weird? This is how you know I've drank more than 2 Michelob Ultras, because I start saying things like that.
Reviewing the Dick Tracy NES video game for the movie's 30th anniversary, and I'm stuck at this part where I'm supposed to...
God, Dick Tracy? You mean that piss-boiling, anal evacuation-inducing fuck heap?
Yeah, this game's a bunch of ass burgers with a side of fries. Hold the shit pickle.
Shit pickle.
Oh, man. He's got the whole package, man. He's got even one of James's stupid little characters in there.
This yours? No one hates this game more than I do.
Well, I hate this game so much. I'd rather...
Yeah, right. So, does Bimmy have a liver issue? I guess this was Caveman Kieran was editing at this point. I guess one of his magic touches was to add like a piss yellow filter to everything on James's videos. Speaking of piss, I got to do that right now. So, I don't want to close my eyes. I don't want to fall asleep because I'd miss this stupid video and I don't want to miss a thing. Because even when I dream of Jews, something there to do, I still miss you, man. Oh, God. I need to start just wearing a catheter whenever I do these. Oh, sorry. I need to start wearing a catheter when I do these. Oh, no, I don't wash my hands after I touch my dick. I just get the dick cheese everywhere in my house. So let that be known to you. If you ever break in, there's dick cheese covered on everything. Because I'm a gooner.
I'd rather thaw a frozen dog turd.
I hate this game so much, I'd rather deep fry this fucker in a vat of Donkey Kong urine.
Well, I'd rather dip a skunk in a shitty toilet bowl and then suck its fur dry.
I hate it so much, I'd rather shit in a toaster and then barbecue it in ass paste.
I hate this game so much, I'd climb a mountain of dead fish.
Mountain! He'd climb a mountain of dead fish.
Just to get away from it.
Ugh, the hate I have for this game is worse than crusty ass cheeks.
This game is bullfuck.
This game is double bullfuck.
Hey. I already said that.
Yeah, but I doubled it. Fuck this game.
Double fuck this game.
Shit pickle.
All right, look, let's just calm down here a moment. It's obvious we both hate this piss poor excuse of a Nintendo game. I know you reviewed it. Took you a long time to get
this Spectrum off. That was literally a fucking Spurg off, and I don't know who won, honestly. I'm assuming James won because Irate Gamer just literally copies everything. Like, he just reads the manual on what James does and just... like when you cheat off of someone's paper and it's like, hey, could you like reword it at least? And like, yeah, sure, I'll reword it. And they just change like 1 or 2 words. And they're like, well, I mean, it's basically different, right?
Through it, but you never did really beat it. So I think when it comes down to it...
Oh, he beat it all right. We all beat it just then.
I'm the one that hates Dick Tracy more because I intend on playing this shitty game up until the end, until I beat it.
I hate it more than you, and I bet I can beat it before you too.
What? Yeah, right. You didn't even beat it the first time. Look, I know I could beat this game before you do, so I guess the battle of gamers between us is finally on.
Fine. It's a race. I'll contact you when I cross the finish line.
Well, I think we clearly know who won that argument. Hey, wait a minute. You didn't even tell me what to do next. Well,
that stupid slack jaw shit he does. Because that's, you know, that's different than James's or whatever. I can't even make that fucking cucky face that James makes. It's a stupid face that shan't be made.
Great.
You know what's gonna be hilarious? James is gonna have like wrinkles in those specific areas from making that face so much. That'll be funny to think about.
I have no idea what this clue means or where I'm supposed to go next. I guess I'll just exit this level here. And whoa! We find ourselves right smack in the middle of a high-card speed chase. If I can steer this piece of shit car, that is. God, these controls
Piece of
suck.
shit car.
And where's
Mr.
the
Connery.
Get over here!
Oh, come on, get on with it. Now it's time to interrogate this douchebag. All right, shoulders, give me the skinny and make it snappy. I've got a nerd to beat. All right, fourth and D, got it. Now time to hot foot over there and grab our clue. And hot damn, we find that numbers is our culprit.
Bro, this Chris Boers Irate Gamer guy, tell me, would he have not made a perfect fucking addition to the Doug Walker movies? Kick-Assia, Suburban Nights, whatever. He would have fit right in with that cast of characters. This guy is primed for that guy with the glasses, aka Channel Awesome. Like, he would have fit right the fuck in.
Book this jackass. Well, if I don't die first. Well, after finding numbers, it's time to lock up this Cockmaster General. Now it's back to more trash talk from Big Boy and more pillow talk from Breathless Mahoney. And all throughout this game, this chick gives me all kinds of sexual innuendos that tends to walk the line of a kid's game that could turn into an X-rated fantasy. I mean, just look at this. How about dusting me for fingerprints? Damn, honey, you need it that bad? Get in the bathroom and I'll meet you there in 5
You ain't that bad. Get in the bathroom. I'll meet you there with my tallywhacker.
minutes. Now there are 5 cases in all. And in the second one here, you'll have to figure out who burned down the nightclub. And word on the street is that Lips Manalus did it. So I'll figure out where he's hiding, and I'll go arrest his punk ass. So after fighting my way to where this lunatic's hiding out, we've got our culprit, so let's choose that arrest option. Oh, what the hell? I have to interrogate him first? Alright, fine. And now he tells me he's innocent, and that I should go to his nightclub for confirmation. Let's just go ahead and do just that. And there's our clue, and a note saying that Lips could have done it. But wasn't he innocent? I mean, I couldn't arrest the guy. After searching for the next destination, and playing switcheroo with all my weapons to the point where my fingers start bleeding from all the button mashing. Oh, damn it, not again! Ah!
Oh my God.
We find this guy,
so
who then
stupid.
leads me to Breathless, who then leads me to the clue of a photo of Lips Manalus starting the fire? What the cock-stabbing shit?
Cock stemming shit? Is that what he said? What, the cock stemming shit? I bet his cock does stem. Was that stemming? That's when you're like being an autist and doing autist shit? Yeah. His cock probably stems in the sight of a female in general. I don't know. I wonder if Irate Gamer has any riz outside of the when he actually like touches some grass out there in the real world. I'm gonna say he probably talks about like fucking, I don't know. He seems like a dude who like low key likes sports or something. Probably talks about that with his. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about right now, dude. I'm just so bored of this. It's like robbing me of like original like creative thought.
You mean to tell me I tracked this guy down, was force-fed his lies, followed the leads of that lie, had to endure all these stupid turns, put my life on the line, only to find out that the real culprit is the same guy I tried to arrest earlier, but the game refused to let me do so? What a smelly, crappy bag of bullshit! My God, can you just throw me a bone here and give me an option just to kill this guy? Yeah, damn straight!
Oh yeah, Chicago ist sehr schwul. Aber es ist unser Geheimnis.
Yeah, that's for lying to me, asshole! Yeah, that'll teach ya! Oh man, I better get a move on, or the angry nerd's gonna beat me. Wonder what he's up to. Ha! He's still stuck at the last case. I might beat him yet. Alright, so in this third case, we've pretty much seen everything this game has to offer by this point. The game gives us a clue, we track down that clue, get shot at, we interrogate, get blue balls, and put these guys away for good.
Alright, I'm tired of this episode. I'm fast forwarding. Look at all this crap I'm not having to watch. That's nice.
Building right there, and Big Boy is waiting inside. And of course this is absolutely ridiculous because for a game that doesn't have any other iconic scenes from the movie, like the railroad station, the bridge, the diner, or this toll booth thing right here.
Dude, outside of the Barbie movie, they will not make movies like this anymore with like all those fucking real sets, all the practically made sets, because like those scenes that they just showed, I'm just like, damn, just based off of the visuals alone, I'd want to see this movie. Could it have been that bad with such good scenes? I mean, honestly, that's the only reason I acquired the Barbie movie. I did not go see it in theaters. Did not pay money for it, if you will. But yeah, I watched it because I wanted to see the like real sets for once in a movie. And then about I don't know, when the old freak Barbie goes, they meet up with her, and what's her face, who plays Barbie, Margot Robbie, goes on her rant about how hard it is to be a woman and how you can be happy but not too happy. You can be strong but not too strong. I was like, oh, all right, and this is where I hit stop because it got a little heavy-handed there with the whatever.
But why did they put Big Boy in a blink and you'll miss it location?
Take it easy.
You dickface! Hey, you called? You're disgusting. Get
That's mildly funny just because I think dicks are funny.
out of here. Alright, so anyway, we're just a couple seconds away from winning the game and taking it all. So let's fight our way to Big Boy, knock him out, arrest him, and then beat AVGN by finishing this game. Yes, I won! Oh man, I finally beat the nerd at something. Time to savor this moment. Oh, that's probably him right now. Hey, nerd! Calling to congratulate me?
Congratulate you? I already beat it a second ago, and I posted it all over.
Wait a minute, you what?
They got a channel awesome comment in there. Nostalgic Crick here. I just reviewed the Dick Tracy Rich Watch. Check out my video. It's my love letter to Warren Beatty. Okay, so there's some self-awareness in there. That's pretty funny. I mean, I don't know. It's not funny because it's not funny because it didn't laugh, but it's kind of nice to see at least he's aware that he is kind of a fucking hack. Not kind of, he is a fucking hack.
Story of my life. This isn't over, nerd.
You didn't think I really beat that game, did you? I just used the beat a game button. You push the button and the game's beat.
I knew there was going to be some fucking lame ass. Like, I knew James wasn't going to end this gracefully. It was going to be some fucking lame joke to end it. Did they really make fucking shirts? They really made fucking t-shirts. They made merch to commemorate this stupid fucking episode. All right, so as being in a band, and I've made a bunch of merch, and there's a link to my Dancing with Ghosts merch there in the fucking above my head shirts and all. Sold out of a bunch of stuff. Do not buy the CDs. I have yet to take those off of Bandcamp. Those green CDs, they have all disc rotted at the same time. It's some crazy thing. Do not buy a CD unless you want a disc rotted ass sounding. Anyway, there's like a little rectangle on all like blank shirts that screen printers will not go outside of, because they don't want to like exit the safety zone for doing a screen print, because you got to figure you're making, like, they have to have a screen for small shirts all the way up to 3XL shirts or whatever you get. So the box for the design that you want can only be so big. And I can tell you from looking at that, the design on that is going to be fucking microscopic. It's just going to look like you bought a black shirt and slapped some stickers on the chest of it. That is like the ugliest design. Like, first of all, he should have utilized the vertical space, like Irate Gamer in a bigger font versus bigger font. Angry Video Game Nerd could have been a much bigger font, but instead he's decided to do it he insists on doing it horizontally, so it had to be very small for it to fit in that design rectangle that screen printers use. Even if you do like direct to garment printing, like all those online sites like Teespring and all that use, even then they still utilize the same methodology. There's this box that you can't go out of. I just can't believe they made merch for that. And it looks like such shit, man. I hope nobody bought that, because I'm sure he charged like at least 20 plus shipping for that. God damn, that's hideous. Oh, he's got a shop open still, according to Chicago here. I'm going to check this out on my phone right quick. I have to see what's on here. Bro, fuck off. Fine, open in Safari then, bitch. Damn, this dude's got a lot of fucking... Is this Teespring? Yep. Yeah, it's Teespring. Okay, yeah, so he just literally slapped his logo on all this stuff. I can tell you that these Teespring products, like, the ink that they use to print is so thin. Like, the color, whatever the color is behind the shirt, it's almost like the image is near, like, 70% translucent, because, like, if you have, like, a black background, you'll see some black behind the design, because the ink that they use is so thin, because it's a cheaper process. And all these like drop shipping sites all do it like that. You need to get a local, or maybe not local. Some screen printers will ship, but you need to get a local screen printer. And like, actually, this one actually came out pretty good. This feels like a screen printed shirt, but I don't believe it is. But whatever process they use for this Justy shirt came out pretty good. Anyhow, I bored the piss out of most of you with that probably. So that was the big AVGN Irate Gamer collab. What a disappointment. How fucking boring was that shit? Damn, $7 stickers plus probably shipping too for an Irate Gamer sticker. Yeesh. All right, well, that was that one. All right, we'll get back to Irate Gamer, but I just want a break. I want to mix things up a little bit. So let's watch a way less cringier person who was inspired by James Rolfe, just to mix it up, and then we'll watch a little bit more Irate Gamer, and then I'm fucking done with the stream. Let's watch an old I mean, it's an episode that I remember liking from old Derek Alexander, also known as the Happy Video Game Nerd. We've all played the classics, but have you played these classics? This is me setting myself apart. We've all played crap best left forgotten. But what about gems that shouldn't have been? Okay, okay, you're setting yourself apart. No, I'm not gonna clown on Derek too much. I actually do like his content. He is not nearly as cringe as 90% of the people that I've talked about on these live streams, including James Rolfe himself.
Final Fantasy Mystic Quest is an interesting title indeed. It is a very simple, extremely easy, almost insultingly straightforward, pitiful excuse for an RPG. Its story premise and the way it progresses is laughable, and its attempt at character development can be described as cute, like a child trying to draw its favorite animal. Undeniably, Mystic Quest is one of the worst games to carry the Final Fantasy name, and is among the most embarrassing titles Square has ever produced. And you know what else? I absolutely love this game. There's just something about the strange drawing power of its simple approach to the traditional.
People are asking if the live crashed. Is there something wrong? I think I had it selected on the wrong thing. Sorry about that. If I caused any confusion there.
RPG. I'm fully aware it's a terrible game, but I don't know. Sometimes I'm in the mood for an RPG, but don't want to commit to an immense 100-hour adventure. And it's one of those games I just have to play through every few years. I don't expect to make believers out of everyone that watches this video, but I guess that's not what I'm trying to do. This video isn't so much a review, but a confession. Hello, I'm the Happy Video Game Nerd, and I love Final Fantasy Mystic Quest.
But let's make sure we're on the same page here.
So, you see, okay, why is there a Captain S, like little poster thing in the background there? I don't understand how Derek had any affiliation with that guy, who I know nothing about, only that he was in like early Channel Awesome versus Cinemassacre videos. This Captain S dude was in the picture for some reason. Anyway, I don't know why that's in the background. That's distracting, but so you see, folks, what Derek Alexander was doing when he was the Happy Video Game Nerd. He was saying positive things about games. He's drinking wine instead of beer, because that's kind of the opposite of beer is wine, which really the opposite of beer would be like orange juice, but whatever. And he's wearing a black button or a gray button down instead of a white one. He's got pencils in his pockets instead of pens. He's like the mirror image, or the mirror flip, the polar opposite of James Rolfe. That was the shtick, and it worked for him. He gained a lot of subscribers. I looked at his channel today, and the last thing he put out was like 7 months ago, something like that. So I don't know what's going on with him these days.
This game understandably gets a bad rap. People don't hate it for no reason. But it helps to understand why this game is the way it is. So before you judge Mystic Quest, let's take a trip back to Japan in the mid-1980s.
May 27th, 1986. NX releases Dragon Quest for the Japanese Famicom, creating the modern RPG, a formula still used today. The game is an instant smash, and NX quickly turns around a vastly improved sequel in just 7 months. Dragon Quest II is an even bigger success, and by the time Part 3 is released a year later in February of 1988, Dragon Quest fever has become a legitimate epidemic in Japan. Rumors claim that nationwide productivity plummets on the day of Dragon Quest III's release, as hundreds of thousands call in sick to work or school, causing trains to run late and leaving classrooms without students or teachers. It's widely believed that the Japanese government quietly forbade Enix from ever releasing future Dragon Quest games on weekdays, though this was actually a decision made independently by Enix executives. Dragon Quest was, and still is, a phenomenon in Japan. And even though Dragon Quest was inspired by the overhead worlds of Ultima and the first-person perspectives of Wizardry, both American games, Dragon Quest never achieved, and never would achieve, more than a fraction of this success in North America, though Nintendo knew they had a hit on their hands and tried their best to make something out of Dragon Warrior in the West, going so far as giving the game away for free with subscriptions to Nintendo Power in the fall of 1989. I mean, that's how I got my copy. The ploy wasn't exactly a triumph nor a failure, and perhaps thanks in part to the success of The Legend of Zelda, which would become the NES's first million seller, Nintendo of America recognizes there is interest for RPGs and doesn't give up on introducing the genre to the West. Now, I don't consider Zelda an RPG, but at the time, a lot of Americans probably described Dragon Warrior to their friends as a lot like Zelda, but... In July of 1990, 3 months after Part 3 is released in Japan, Final Fantasy I is released for the Nintendo Entertainment System, this time with the full force of the hype machine. Nintendo Power dedicates an entire issue to the game and even holds a contest in its honor. Wow, sand, surf, and fun? The push is again a moderate...
Josh is somewhere else. Yeah, I was on my phone for a second just then. When I do these like 3-hour fucking live streams, I get overwhelmed with like so much shit. People like blowing up my phone for whatever reason. So I was like, this seems like a good time for me to like check my phone and answer things since I'm not really gonna have anything like super negative to say about this guy's video. Shelf warmer. You know Pat Contry still has his Jew-Warrior tribute video up with the joke molest innocent woman for points joke in his Famicom Geomonaru. God damn. That's pretty edgy of Pat, especially given the precarious nature of his dad.
Success.
Sales charts are difficult to find for this time, but it's worth mentioning that Final Fantasy debuted number 2 behind the unbeatable Super Mario Bros. 3 on Nintendo Power's player charts, and would be a mainstay until the magazine stopped tracking NES games. And though Final Fantasy commands a lot of money, it's far from the rarest NES cart.
So by the end of 1990, the RPG was a huge moneymaker in Japan, and at best a dedicated niche in North America. Square would gamble with the Super Nintendo in November of 1991 with the release of Final Fantasy II, just 16 months after Final Fantasy I. And I'm sure you know it's actually Part 4, but shut up, that's not important right now. Again, judging only by Nintendo Power charts, which don't represent sales, Final Fantasy II is at least a fan favorite, staying on the charts for years. It's my assumption that the minor successes of Final Fantasy I, Final Fantasy II, and the Game Boy games that had also been moderately successful convinced Square that there is an audience for RPGs in America. It just needs to be cultivated to pull the numbers they were seeing in Japan. At this point, they had brand recognition in the West, other companies didn't. Enix was a pretty distant second. Square was the RPG company in North America. Not counting the PC market, of course. Somehow, they came to the conclusion that the next best logical step was to make Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, an introductory beginner's RPG.
Yeah, this was the game that they're like, Americans are too stupid to understand the intricacies of an RPG, so let's give them this like watered down one where it's not like 100% turn-based, which I'm a huge fan of. That's why I liked, what was it, the fuck was that one game on Super Nintendo? Jesus Christ. Oh no, not Chrono Trigger. Whatever. There's one where you actually like use your weapon in real time and you're not like everything's not turn-based. Fuck. Secret of Mana. There you go. Thank you. You're right inside my head. Yeah, I like shit like that. That's the thing I don't like about RPGs is I don't like turn-based combat. I think it's fucking weird. I mean, I guess you kind of get used to it after a while, and there's some strategy, but I don't know, after a while, you just kind of like spam the same attacks, and it just kind of works on everybody, unless they're like more of a magic-based ethereal thing, and you got to use a spell instead of a regular attack. It just gets pretty predictable after a while, and the whole like screen going black, and now you're at the fighting screen. That's just give me a fucking action adventure game and get it over with.
Made specifically for us dumb Americans. Released in October of 1992.
And what culminated was actually the perfect RPG to play when you're feeling... lazy. Mystic Quest strips away just about everything you associate with RPGs. Snacks.
There's no customization. All weapons and armor are automatically equipped, and there are only 4 classes of weapons, which you cycle through by simply hitting the shoulder buttons.
Hell yeah!
Furthermore, you don't buy gear at stores. It's usually found in dungeons or bought from random people in towns. Same goes for spells. You don't learn them, you find them. There are no random battles. All enemies are visible and stationary on screen. And you never—
Hell yeah, sounds good so far. You're selling me on it, buddy.
Fight more than 3 enemies at a time. Now, enemies don't have life bars, but their sprites change as they grow weaker, stripping away most of the strategy. And there's absolutely no penalty for losing a battle. If you die, you can just start the battle over again like it never happened.
Hell yeah.
Also, you can save anywhere. And
Hell
since
yeah.
battles aren't random, grinding is done on battlefield icons, which, by the way, are totally optional. And that's
Hell
another
yeah.
thing. There's no free roaming in the overworld. It doesn't get much more linear than this. The story is so paper thin, it's crazy. Here's an example. Oh, okay, I guess we're going to the ice pier, but now let's go. And finally, without a doubt, the most insulting thing, the game defaults your hit points to a bar instead of numbers. Holy shit, Square, how fucking dumb do you think we are? You really thought we couldn't handle all those scary numbers?
No, I'd rather the bar, quite frankly. That maybe the Japanese were right. I'm the dumb American they're appealing to.
And remember, this was made specifically for Americans. The Japanese had to wait a whole year to get their hands on it, where it was called Final Fantasy USA: The Mystic Quest. And there were some naming issues in Europe too, but that's a whole different mess I don't have time to get into. Now, if you're an American and you feel insulted by this game, you should. Final Fantasy Mystic Quest was a failure. It was panned by the critics, and again, judging by Nintendo Power Charts, was not popular with gamers. In fact, Final Fantasy II was unfazed by Mystic Quest's release, and would continue to be a mainstay on the charts until a few months before Final Fantasy III came out in '94.
Yo, Derek Alexander has a weird... He's got some kind of an accent. I knew he grew up in Alaska. I don't know what... And for the longest time, I thought he was, like, maybe not native to North America, but, like, he's got some accent I have never been able to place. It's, like, fucking... Got, like, a slight... almost like a Germanic... You're, like... Maybe Slavic. There's some words he says just do not hit, like someone who's, like, lived in the U.S. their whole life. I don't know if it's an Alaska thing. I don't know. He's never really elaborated on it.
But this failed experiment might actually make Mystic Quest one of the most important RPGs ever made. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but let me explain.
I suspect this failure was not taken lightly and sent a shockwave back to Japan. Perhaps Square suddenly had a new perspective on Western gaming culture. I find it suspect that a year later, on August 6th, 1993, Seiken Densetsu 2 was released for the Super Famicom, and just 2 months later, Secret of...
I'm thinking, like, it's like 10% like Germanic. It's like a 10% bit of German in there, I feel like, a little bit. I don't know.
Mana was released for the Super Nintendo. According to an interview with translator Ted Woosley, the decision to release the game was made after...
According to an interview by something to Ted, it's kind of like a little bit of German, just a little bit in there whenever he talks. You can kind of hear it if you really listen to it. Just a little bit of some, maybe, I don't know. It's weird.
It had already come out in Japan. It was allegedly localized and translated in just 30 days. Secret of Mana was an action RPG, and it's my belief that the success of Nintendo's Legend of Zelda and the failure of Mystic Quest influenced this...
It could very well be autism, I don't know.
Seemingly 11th hour decision. Again, I'm not saying
The
Zelda...
11th hour decision. They didn't know what to do. They weiß nicht, was ist der Problem.
Zelda is an RPG, just that it had an obvious influence. It was clear that Square was gambling once again with the West, but this time it paid off. Secret of Mana would become a critical smash in the US, most notably by Electronic Gaming Monthly, who named it Game of the Month and RPG of the Year. To this day, it is often considered one of the best games.
Well, I start talking about German and someone makes a Nazi comment. Oh, I did not see that coming.
On the Super Nintendo. And it was around this time we started seeing more high-profile RPGs in the West. Square would publish Capcom's Breath of Fire titles. Secret of Evermore would be Square's first game produced by Americans. Final Fantasy III and Chrono Trigger were localized and brought to America mere months after their Japanese release. Nintendo themselves distributed Illusion of Gaia, localized Earthbound, and produced with Square the Super Mario RPG, which, by the way, was the proper way to make a simplified beginner's RPG. At this point, RPGs still were not pulling the sales numbers seen in Japan, but it put things in motion for the inevitable release of Final Fantasy VII, which, as you all know, changed everything.
Now, am I saying that Mr. Quest is more influential than, say, Final Fantasy II or Secret of Mana? No. Most of this is just speculation. But history is made from great successes and great failures, and Mr. Quest is one of those great failures. But if it's so bad, why do I like it so much? Well, like I said earlier, I'm not here to make believers out of everyone, so I'll do my best to explain.
First off, its shortcomings are design choices. This is
11 Gingen. Mein Schwanz gibt tief durch dein Hals.
It's important. It's a bad game, sure, but it's not an incompetently made game. It's not glitchy, it's not ugly, its interface certainly isn't confusing. All the items and puzzles all work and are well thought out. In fact, I'd rather enjoy the puzzles. They're no golden sun, but each dungeon has a new obstacle or gimmick. And grappling across chasms or chopping down trees or climbing walls is pretty fun. And that's another thing, there's a lot of variation in the scenery. Ice caves, forests, volcanoes, deserts. It's not like you're wandering through the same caves over and over again. There's no overworld to explore, but hey, you'll never not know where to go next. And the story certainly doesn't overstay its welcome or is too wordy like in Paper Mario. In fact, I find most of the dialogue scenes pretty funny in a
I'm gonna rock a piss while you guys learn more about this.
So bad it's good kind of way. So overall, the game is pretty short, clocking in at a comfy 10 hours, and that's thanks to an absence of long dungeons and lots of story. Its biggest flaw is that it's seldom challenging, but when you think about it, there really isn't any filler. It's always on to a new town, dungeon, or battlefield token. That's an important thing about Mystic Quest. It may be super simplified, but it also cuts the fat you see in most RPGs. I want to reiterate, sometimes I don't want to commit to the latest 100-hour masterpiece. Sometimes I don't want to spend time meticulously customizing weapons, armor, magic, or materia, junctioning, or relics. Maybe I don't want to sit through pages and pages of text as a grand or quirky story unfolds. Sometimes I'm not in the mood to spend literally hours on one dungeon. Sometimes I just want to play an RPG that requires no commitment and presents very little challenge, and Mystic Quest delivers. Does that make this a good game? Well, if you're in the mood for it, I guess, but damn it, sometimes I'm in the mood for it. Okay, but here's one thing no one can deny. Mystic Quest has one of the best soundtracks to ever grace the Super Nintendo.
Oh my God!
As to be expected, it doesn't have the same emotional range as the Major League players, but what's here is still incredible. Because the story has virtually no emotional depth, the soundtrack carries itself a little differently than your typical Final Fantasy game. There aren't any super tragic or emotional scenes, so the music never has to take the audience.
Alright, I'm bored of this. Alright, let's watch, oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, we gotta watch the, Irate Gamer's 100th anniversary episode, because, you know, gotta do those. I feel like, I'm a little bit obligated to do a 10-year anniversary for my channel in, 2025. Alright, back to Irate Gamer. God damn it.
Irate Gamer is now on Patreon. Get early access to all things Irate Gamer weeks before they're released on YouTube. So click on the link in the description for exclusive content only on Patreon.
Alright, I'm on a mission now. I've got to go to this dude's Patreon. I gotta see what kind of action this guy's getting on Patreon. Let's do this on stupid OBS, which is really difficult. Really difficult. Patreon.com. Oh, it might help if I spell it right, wouldn't it? Patreon. Shit. I'll take a hit, take a shit, then I'll spit on a tit. Is this right? This doesn't look right. Okay, maybe it is. I'll take a hit, take a shit, then I'll spit on your tit. Y'all better not fucking steal that song I just did. I am copywriting that. That's my song and nobody can steal it. Okay, motherfuckers? So don't embarrass me, motherfucker. Please, please me. Alright. 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 Interact. Find a creator. Irate Gamer. There he is. Bastard came right up. Please, please, please me. $5 a month. That's what I was thinking about setting mine at. Are you not going to show me how many members he's got? Wow, that's scary. I should have come with a trigger warning. He's only made 30 posts. It's not going to give me any fucking info. I don't know if I have to log in. Well, that sucks. How anticlimactic is that? How bland. $5 a month or just nondescript. Access to exclusive content and more. Oh, okay. Well, this gives you some idea here. For all those patiently waiting for the next episode, I should have it finished next week. Hang on. It's coming along nicely. One person liked that. Oh, man. He looks like microwave dog shit these days. Holy fuck. How does it look like his skin has gotten worse with, like, acne and scars and shit as he's gotten older? Isn't that shit supposed to get better? Okay, he posted that 11 hours ago. That's got 4 likes, 1 comment. This was back in September. 5 comments, 5 likes. Yeah, see, this is kind of why I'm like reluctant to start a Patreon, because he's got like way more subs than I do, and like nobody seemingly gives a fuck about. And I mean, so 30 posts. I don't know. So if let's just say he has like 20 members, if I'm being generous. What is that? He's making like $100 a month. I just don't feel like. I just don't feel like putting all the extra work into my channel for $100 extra a month. I don't know. Unless I'm doing like the bare minimum, then I mean, you know, that could be cool. And again, file that away for your downfall of Dancing with Ghosts thing. On a live stream, he once said he doesn't care about putting in effort for his viewers. All right, anyway. God, he's got a fucking Blu-ray out. Oh my sweet gentle Jesus.
AVGN was the master of creating.
Oh yeah, see that? No, I was saying 20, not 30.
Horrible video game adaptations for the NES back in the day, and their version of Back to the Future had to be one of the worst. Even though this video game wasn't released until 4 years after the movie came out in '85, AVGN.
Oh no, 007 GoldenEye was released like 2 or 3 years after that movie came out, so fucking what?
Still couldn't get it right. The mediocre Commodore 64 version, also released in '85, kind of set that video game standard to beat. But unfortunately, AVGN somehow managed to create a game worse than that. But in order to see how bad this game really is, well, we're going to have to pop this in and see for ourselves. What the heck? What in blazes? Greetings, I'm Irate Gamer from Earth 2. And oh my god, you're reviewing Back to the Future? That's why I'm here. Earth 2? I don't follow.
I'm so sick of this guy. Yeah, I'll definitely be shutting this shit down after this episode.
Oh, what the heck is going on here? Allow me to explain. I come from an alternate timeline, one where I reviewed Back to the Future back in 2007, but the game was so awful, I went back in time and killed off its creator, thus wiping the game out of the time stream forever. Or so I thought. In 2010, the timeline began fracturing upon us not being able to decide on which game to review first, Mario's Time Machine or Mario is Missing. At that very moment, the timeline split into two. Your timeline went on without any incident, but my timeline and my decision caused a series of events which caused my house to explode, which sent me to the hospital, which then prevented me from discovering the Inferno Force, which then prevented me from creating a team worthy enough to stop the Shadow Overlord from taking over the world. I unfortunately come from a dystopic alternate universe, which is now ruled by the forces of the evil gamer.
Dude, this guy's like 50. This guy's 50 and he's doing this kind of shit in his, like, in the one room his wife let him use for his shitty, stupid little waste of time videos that he's doing. I don't know, man. I just, like as you go on in the years, don't you question, like, every year, every new birthday, don't you question, like, what am I doing with my life? Like, where am I trying to go? What is my ultimate goal? Like, what's my legacy? For most people, it's their kids. I mean, I don't think that's going to be my legacy, but I mean, I'm leaning more towards my music. Yeah, the YouTube channel is cool, but it's not like what I want to be known for per se, even though this is doing a lot better than my band is as far as like people's interest. Because I can tell you, if we were doing like a live stream of our music right now, it wouldn't be 150 people watching. It'd be like 20. But if I'm this guy, I'm thinking like, God damn, bro, I've been doing this 20 years and I only keep getting less and less views, yet he is not letting go, bro. This guy's got no self-esteem. Like, he has no faith in himself that he can do anything else except this. And this, in and of itself, is just not anything I would be proud to, like, leave behind. It's like, especially if he has kids, they're going to, like, grow up and they're going to look at this shit. And aside from it being their dad, they're just going to be like, man, this is really, like, hard to watch. And not for like sentimental reasons, but for like, this is just not good. This is what my dad did, was this. Into his 50s. James isn't even 50 yet. So, and James is like way like more influential and can actually be like, yeah, I actually like touch people's lives and blah, blah, blah. And I don't know how many I was about to pull the trigger on the gun until I watched an Irate Gamer episode, and then I was like, oh boy, I gotta stay alive to see what this guy's all about. Gotta see what he's got going on. I don't think this guy's gonna have any of those, but James definitely has, in the hundreds of people who've probably, you know, backed their way out of their depression because of watching James's AVGN videos. Like, I just would hate to like live in the shadow of being like the third or fourth rate version of something else for 20 years. Like, that's such a miserable fucking existence. Well, 46, whatever, it's close enough. Just like 36 is close enough to 40. Like, if people want to say I'm pushing my 40s, I'm not going to fucking argue with them. Anyway.
Well, evil gamer? That's kind of hard to believe since in my timeline, he runs an ice cream stand now. Ice cream! Get your evil ice cream here! Yes.
Just let that scene wash over you for a second. Yeah, like how many people are YouTubers now because of AVGN? Me, literally. If it wasn't for me finding James Rolfe, I would never have done YouTube. And now I'm doing nothing like what James does. I'm doing like this music shit, you know, like that's my main thing. These live streams are just for fun, obviously. I put no effort into I put minimal effort into these, but like the edited videos that I put out, that's the shit that I like am putting work into that I would want people to watch. These live streams honestly are only good right in the moment, and I guess people watch after the fact. I don't know why, but I think they're really the funnest when it's live in person, man. But anyway,
And we have Tutti Frutti. Hey, that's evil Tutti Frutti. Oh, I mean evil Tutti Frutti. My mistake. Our worlds are vastly different, but somehow that game has returned to your timeline, which is now causing this entire universe to unravel. Alright, so how do we fix this? You've got to review that game and finally beat it.
I mean, that's certainly an angle, Omega Flare. I imagine a lot of people gave up the idea of doing a YouTube channel after watching Irate Gamer and discovering it's a bad idea to mimic AVGN. I mean, yeah, that's a fair point. I mean, yeah, he could have dissuaded people, and which is a good thing because there's too much crap on YouTube now. I think there's too much of everything now. I think if I wish that people would stop releasing new music for like a solid like 5 years. Like for the next like 5 years, like nobody anywhere could release new music, and we just have to sit with the shit that we already have and just digest that and just learn to like what's already here, discover new stuff. I mean, you could go another 20 years without releasing new music and we would still not explore everything. Kind of feel like that's how it should go with YouTubers to a certain degree. I don't know if there's I don't know if we need any more people in here like me. We're your right now girlfriend. Yes. My army of white men in the chat are my right now girlfriend. I think there's like 2 girls in the chat, but you know, I'll make them honorary men now too, because why not? You all have temporary penises. That's right. Yank Me is brown.
What? Are you out of your mind? This game is incredibly hard. I'm sorry, my friend, but I'm afraid it's our only option.
Amanda Rogers, you have a penis. For the duration.
Fine, let's do this. Well, this has turned out to be some 100th episode.
Maria M., you have an honorary penis. Not gonna lie, that's a pretty dope opening screen. I mean, credit where credit's due. I mean, if you want to get fucking technical, I'm olive complexion as well, Anthony Scrimma. 25% Sicilian, too dark to be white, too light to be brown. Yeah, I feel you. That's how I am. I mean, I'm not pasty white. I just spit all over my fucking laptop. I'm glad I'm not at a bar right now because I'd be that dude spitting when I talked. All right, let me try that again. No, I am also olive complexion, but as far as the world is concerned, we are white, okay? That's what they see. I actually don't know. I think I skate by in a lot of scenarios where they just don't quite know. They're probably like, he's some kind of Hispanic or Arabic. That's what I hear all the time. I'm some kind of Arabic or Hispanic. Nope, just 25% Italian. You xenophobic racists! No, I'm just joking. I don't give a fuck.
So here we have Back to the Future for the NES, where the point of this game is to sprint around the streets of Hill Valley. This is a game that could have had...
Oh, you're not going to pull a Pat Contri and make your whole personality based around the fact that you're fucking Italian? Oh, good for you. You you shouldn't. I am also 25% Italian, and I also don't do that. My Italian heritage is never meant a flying fuck to me. I don't like how the language particularly sounds. I do like the food. That's one thing I will say, but who the fuck doesn't? That's like saying you don't like Mexican food or Chinese food. It's like, fuck you. Yes, you do. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Isn't this the first video Irate Gamer ever did on his channel? Why are you... God, I hate it when these YouTubers revisit videos they've already done. Like, I did that one time many years ago because I thought that... I did a review on Pink Floyd's final album, The Endless River, and it was like my second video I ever properly did on my channel, and it got no views, so I thought like 4 years from that point that if I did it again, it'd get more views. It didn't. People just don't care about that. That would have been a video that would have been a better Patreon perk than mainline video. Doing those single album review videos on my channel at this point is just gonna suck all the views out, except for like the dedicated few who are there for that content. So that could be a good idea for a Patreon perk, I guess. Mi piace molto italiano. I don't know how to pronounce Italian words. I don't even think I have any German in me yet. I'm like just so fascinated with their language, man. Und die Kultur und die Sprache und die Geschichte.
A lot of potential, but ends up being just another bad NES game. First off, you'll probably notice that it's set up like a clone of the game Paperboy. Even the enemies in this game seem to be horrible Paperboy obstacle ripoffs. They have nothing to do with the movie itself. Hula hooping girls, muscle men, trash cans that look like giant coffee cups, tires, potted bushes, and two guys holding a plate glass window? Huh, didn't realize I was playing a game based off the comedic stylings of the Keystone Cops. But of course, none of these enemies compares to the deadly bees found in this game. And oh my god, the bees. Bees, 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 bees. And I can't go 5 seconds without hitting a goddamn bee. Why are there so many in this game? And why bees? Was there some lost prequel called Back to the Future Part 0, Revenge of the Bees I don't know about? And if you dodge one bee, another will appear.
Pretty sure I've proven that I can shred just as good as Corey Feldman. If you've not watched my Corey Feldman Loserville tour thing that he did, I shredded just as good as the Feldster. And I've been told in the comments that me trying to play shitty, my sterling technique would not allow me to play shitty. Even though I was trying to play shitty, you just get to a certain point at a musical instrument, because that's the only thing I can speak to, because I'm not good at anything else except fucking no, you get to a certain point with a musical instrument that like you can't like play it badly. Like your muscle memory just won't allow you to make those kind of mistakes. Like it's hard to explain. It's trippy. If I wanted to play guitar like badly, I'd have to flip it around and play it lefty, and then you literally go back to day one of playing guitar, because for whatever reason, your strumming hand learns the job of strumming, your fret hand learns the job of fretting, and as soon as you switch those roles and now your fret hand is strumming and your strumming hand is fretting, you just go straight autistic and you don't remember, like you just can't. It's like day one of picking up guitar. It's Amanda can probably confirm. I think she plays bass. You can't just switch it up like that. Doesn't work for some reason. Brain stuff.
Then another, and another, until the whole damn beehive is attacking you all at once until you die. Good God, why are they attacking Calvin Klein like this? You bastards! The only weapon you're given against these guys is Marty's trusty bowling ball. What the hell? And to be honest, I avoided this thing like half.
No, but if you learn, it doesn't matter what is your dominant hand. When it comes to instruments, that doesn't matter. I mean, it matters, I guess, in the sense of like if your right is your preference, then yeah, you'll play right-handed guitar. But if all you were given was a left-handed guitar, you would have learned to play left-handed. It's like there's no left or right-handed piano. It's just as you play piano, you learn that your right hand is the melody hand and your left hand is the rhythm hand. Unlike a right-handed guitar where your right hand is rhythm hand, left hand is melody hand, your brain just connects the neurons and fuckulons and all kinds of brain thinkings happen, and you just, so like whatever orientation you are with your hands, it doesn't matter. It's just whatever you're given, whatever you have access to, that's what you learn on. So that's how you learn or whatever.
The game too, since I thought it was just another object that would kill me. And if you do try grabbing this bowling ball,
you see how little fucks I give about this guy at this point. I'm just talking about music at this point. I don't even care about what Retro Ralph is talking about or whatever his name is.
Sometimes it's placed in the most impossible locations. Like really, you had to place it here? But if you do end up grabbing this, well, it's time to bowl down the enemy, Because I guess Marty McFly was some pro bowler and some lost plotline from the movie I don't know about either? Oh boy, here we go again. Who the hell was in charge of adapting this movie into this video game? Because I'm sure it was the same person writing all those Star Wars shit scripts for Disney Plus now. Because that person also can't figure out how to adapt a hit franchise worth of shit. Yeah, that's right, I said it. All these new Star Wars shows are shit. And writers strike my ass, and they wanted...
Is Irate Gamer going into like Red Cow territory now, where like you start off talking about a video game and then you're talking about Disney Plus for like a whole hour? That's their thing that they started first, and now he's copying yet another YouTuber. And he's punching down because he's got more subscribers than Red Cow. It's dirty baseball, or whatever you want to call it.
More money to write this shit. Oh, give me a break. You ain't worth it. And I'm going on this huge rant because just look at Marty McFly in this game. Jesus, they couldn't even get the color of his shirt right.
Don't worry, you guys. I'm going to try to find a way to finagle myself back onto their podcast. Or at the very least, I'll require Frankie to come on here for a live stream at some point. We'll have another chat. I like that guy. But I don't Jason Graves like that guy. Like, Jason Graves drove all the way up to fucking Massachusetts to be in one of their Junts Cart episodes. And I just, that's not going to happen. I'm not going to do that. I don't like driving that much. When I interviewed Jason Graves on here on my channel, at first he was like, well, I could just drive to you or whatever. I don't care. I like driving. This motherfucker was willing to drive up from I don't know if where he wants me to say exactly where he lives in Florida, but I think he lives in like South Florida. He was willing to like drive up to Jacksonville and like be in my room with me to do the little live stream thing. And I'm like, yeah, it might be a little bit easier if we just kind of connect on Streamlabs and just do it like that. But me, this guy don't like I don't like travel very much. I don't like highways. I don't like airplanes. I think trains are my only comfortable thought of travel when it comes to that. But yeah, I don't know what that's all about.
This character should have been red with blue sleeves, not a black t-shirt. Ugh. Of course, like I said, we're covering Back to the Future Part 0, where Marty McFly is going for the happy...
Jason's channel is kind of blowing up a little bit. He's gonna, if he keeps putting the work into his videos like he is, he's gonna get up there. Yeah, he zoomed past me a few weeks ago, so good on him. I don't have the mental capacity to put all that time into my videos, so that's my own fault.
Days Chachi look. Ugh, talk about the worst game ever. Ugh, what the hell just happened? Ugh, now there's two of us? Oh no, this is bad. This is not what I expected. The timeline just keeps fracturing. You guys gotta keep playing or we're all doomed. Oh, this is so weird. You're in the future and I'm in the past? How is this possible? All right, let's just keep it together, guys. We can get through this game. Yep.
Yeah, for me, I don't know. Literally, like, driving on the highway at this point, like, just freaks me out. I'm assuming it's the anxiety that I've probably, like, got damaged my brain slightly from drinking too much, but yeah, it didn't used to bother me, but now I don't like it. I feel, I don't know, I just get panicky, and I didn't used to, but now I do. And that's kind of become a problem. Kind of feels like I'm in the Truman Show, just living in a little 5-mile radius, that I can't leave because I'm too afraid. It really fucking feels like that nowadays. But I mean, I leave my house, but I'm never like traveling far distances, which is fine enough. But I mean, geez, it would be nice to like see some shit, maybe go to a convention. That's funny. My band, we've not put together a tour. We've not attempted to put together a tour since 2020 because it's such a fucking pain in the ass. So I don't know. We'll do little out of town things, but like I don't drive when we do those. Yeah, I don't know. It's just some weird fucking weird thing that's happened with me. It'd be fucking hilarious if I did get asked to be I don't know what convention would even have me, because like I don't do video games, so all the video game conventions, they wouldn't really want me, because I haven't made a video game video in a couple years. I don't know of many like music convention. I don't know. I don't know when y'all as asses is going to see me in person. I don't know when that would happen or if that would happen.
In order to keep
Magfest, maybe.
a shitload of these little clocks in order to keep your siblings from fading out of the family portrait. Because if you do, well, you'll die. In fact, what doesn't kill you in this game? Let this timer run out, you die. Let the siblings fade out, you die.
See, it wouldn't work with me with Rex Viper, because if they wanted me to do vocals, I would be like, all right, guys, we're going to do a little concept called lowering the fucking key of the song, because you guys are playing in the original key, and it's fucking stupid as fuck, because British James does not have anywhere near the range I mean, if he's completely straining his voice, he kind of gets up there and hits the note. But I'd be like, yeah, we need to lower these songs down like 2 whole steps down. That means all you guys are gonna have to like tune your guitars down to like C standard, and they would all just be looking at me with a James Cook face like, I don't even know how to do it, honestly. What is it? I don't know how to do that stupid James face, but they wouldn't know what I was talking about. So yeah, that just wouldn't happen, and there's no way I'm playing. Anyway, I know that wasn't a real actual suggestion, but it's fun to mentally entertain it now, because I could care less about Irate Gamer at this point. Isn't James rocking like a fucking 7-string guitar, I feel like? Even though he just plays like E standard power chords. Eight-string guitar, bro. Playing that drop F sharp. Playing in that Slipknot tuning, bro. Guang, 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 guang. Where you can like barely decipher the notes at that point, because like the strings are vibrating so much, frequency is so low, you barely even decipher notes anymore. Oh no. I never cared for I kind of like the Metallica school of thought, where it's like you can make heavy songs in E standard. Like you don't have, like, just because it's like a lower frequency doesn't necessarily make it heavier. I mean, if you're gonna sit here and tell me the break in 1, the I mean, that's shit. You can't not bang your head to that. That is like one of the best breaks in like heavy music, is the break in 1 with a double kick in the guitars. Like, that shit is legendary. Pretty sure that shit's in E standard. A lot of our Dancing with Ghosts songs are in E standard. Now, we do drop it down for some songs just for fun or for effect or whatever, but totally unnecessary. You don't have to be heavy and be low. That was something that nu metal brought in, I think, that really kind of annoyed me. Like, nu metal kind of brought in that mentality that, like, if it's heavy, it's got to be down tuned. I mean, even Rush tuned their guitars down in the 90s, because like grunge bands started doing it. But they were like still playing shit that was like melodic to a certain degree. Korn and those kind of bands, that's where it got to the like the down, where you're just doing, if you're doing tabs like 0 1 0 1 0 1 4 0 1 0 1, like that kind of shit, like they kind of ushered that shit in. And I don't know what metal bands were doing. I didn't really follow But I do know in the 80s, I don't think there were any metal bands that were playing in like C or D standard, maybe D standard, but not C standard for sure. That all, I think like Cannibal Corpse and bands like that, maybe Ministry kind of ushered that like lower tuning in for metal bands. I'm getting out of my depth here because like I'm not big into like the heavy / death / community or whatever. All Motley Crue's D standard. That was probably a Vince Neil not being able to sing thing. That probably wasn't a heaviness, or it might have been. Who the fuck knows? I know Van Halen was E flat with David Lee Roth, and then with Sammy Hagar they went to E standard, but that was specifically a range thing. Did he make another?
Who the fuck's James?
Oh, for crying out loud, does this guy always have to be in character? Ah, close enough.
Well, that sucked. I didn't have fun. But that's par for the course, isn't it? I think Meatballs 4 was probably my most recent favorite stream I've done. Yeah, rewind it. You're probably that same motherfucker who insisted that I watch the entire Suburban Nights when I wanted to abort it, and anytime I was like, I don't want to watch this anymore, someone in the chat just kept saying, suffer, suffer. And people were like, no, you must keep watching. It was so fucking bad. Like, what is wrong with you people? You people! Game, dude. Well, it's almost 1 o'clock over here, and I'd like to start working on my next video, my next actual edited thing for my channel. So I'm probably gonna get off here and piss, and then do that. Yo, love the live stream. Finally caught one live for our media network. Well, hopefully you didn't. You're not just jumping on because I'm about to end this biatch. So yeah, I don't know. I might severely mix it up next week and do something completely like not shit. But yeah. Anyway, till next time. Make sure you I don't know, do whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. Good.